Hey, what's happening, people? How's everybody doing? I'm going to be starting Ace Attorney first. Also, just a quick update. Like, we don't know what's going on with Funko Fusion. There is an NDA in place. And we were not on the early list to receive a copy. So, we were told we were getting a copy. It didn't happen. So, if you want to know about how scheduling works, please do not ask us all the time because it gets kind of irritating when, like, the same question is about what game we're playing. We actually take time out of our day to make a newsletter called KwingsLetsPlays.com. If you want to know what is happening for the channel streams or videos for the day, please sign up for our newsletter. That's why Amber and I make that newsletter, to tell people what's going on. We take at least like 10 minutes out of our day to write that newsletter every day, and it tells you everything that's happening on the channel. You don't have to constantly give us questions about that because it is getting to the point where we are going to do one-day bans. For anyone that, like, over-pesters us about the schedule or what game we're playing for that day. You guys can see what streams are set up, and you know that we write a newsletter for you guys for free that we pay $100 a month for. So please sign up for our newsletter. Thank you. Anyway, today we're going to be doing episode 6, or 7. Amber will be here when she can. There's also a super chat goal if you guys want Bane voice today. So, most likely the 9 o'clock stream will not be Funko because we haven't heard back from the developer. So, we don't know what's happening yet. Maybe it'll be another Marvel vs. Capcom stream, or maybe it'll be a bonus stream of Astrobot. I don't know. I won't know until 7 or 8 o'clock, something like that. But anyway, your first goal is 100 likes. Let's get those likes up for Ace Attorney. This is a very, very difficult series for us to do because it does, like, wear out our voices because it is an abridged thing. So any type of support you guys can do from you know, whatever, thank you chats after the stream or super chats or whatever, or if you want to try to help with the super chat goal, it really helps out both Amber and I tremendously. Okay, anyway, we're doing Turnabout Reminiscence. This is the next part of the case where something was supposed to happen but nothing happened yet, which is a problem because I believe somebody said we actually have to go into a door, but there is no door. There's only the courtroom is open. Everything else is closed.
Alright, which one of these do you want for your tacos?
Which one do I want?
Sargento taco stuff or this one? They didn't have your regular craft taco, but they had cheddar craft for your tacos, or do you want me to put this on the nachos?
I think the cheddar stuff would be fine.
For you?
Yeah.
Alright, so I'll put this stuff on the nachos then, because I'm out of cheese.
Okay. No problem. Thank you, Amber, for making dinner. Alrighty. So... Oh, yeah, and we're having all these issues with the game. The only places we can go is inside this courtroom. And you can see there's no other doors. There's nothing here. Supposedly, from what we read online, you have to talk to... Officer Badd, but Officer Badd is not here, and you can see that the game is kind of sputtering, so it's having some problems a little bit. That's not our, well, actually no, that is the switch that's having problems. Can't go in this door, and this officer back here won't leave either. What's the matter, officer? I've been standing here forever, sir, and I really need to go to the bathroom. Why don't you just make a quick trip? The nearest one isn't that far. No, it's sort of down the hallway beyond these doors, but I don't want to be blamed for anything that might happen while I'm gone, so I'm gonna hold it. Perhaps Detective Gumshoe can be a positive influence on the force after all. So, there's supposed to be a door that we're supposed to go through, but not happening. I can try to... I can't do any logic. I've examined the model. I've talked to everyone. The only thing I can think of is we have to present evidence. I think we have to present evidence. Thank you, John S., for signing up for the newsletter. Yes, I really appreciate that. Yeah, people who are on the newsletter, you guys know what's happening. And please understand that it does cost Amber and I $100 a month to make that newsletter, and we do it every day. It's not free for us, it's free for you guys. All you have to do is sign up, and, you know, we put pictures on there, we do all kinds of stuff to tell people what the schedule is. We go way out of way. We go way out of the way for our fans, more than any other YouTuber. But the constant questions is getting to the point where there will be like a 24-hour ban, because like it's distracting. It upsets me because we have to say the same question over and over again. If you would like to leave a comment and ask it, that's fine, but don't like constantly spam it in the chat. So I asked mods to take care of that if you see that stuff, because if we see it, we're gonna end up like timing people out for 24 hours. That's where we're gonna go. But yeah, I mean, you guys can ask people to watch the Zenless Zone stream, which helps a lot, but no, it's already been... YouTube doesn't pay a creator unless they get the views within like 48 hours. You know, they can kind of give us some type of revenue at the end of the month if it hits 1,000, but it's been at 965 views for days. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if only like 5 people are watching or 10 people. I wrote a little thing this morning to try to get people over there, because you guys have till Saturday, and then the series is going on hiatus until the next episode, because we have a lot of new games to cover. A lot. And Zenless has always kind of been, what's the word I'm looking for? Zenless has always been kind of like a little filler series while we wait for new content. So I guess we're going to press Gumshoe on everything that you see here. That's fine, Nardia. Like, Amber and I, you know, we've never played this game, so we're gonna do the best we can. But everything I've read, Officer Badd is supposed to show up, and the fact that Officer Badd isn't here makes me think that we ran into some type of glitch, because it says on a walkthrough that we're supposed to go through a door with a green marker. We did, and that green marker was the courtroom, but Officer Badd's not in there. So my next thing of reasoning is to basically present evidence to everyone in this room and see if any new dialogue option pops up like an Ace Attorney. Sometimes it looks like, oh, you know, a character's supposed to show up, but you might have missed a step. Like, you have to present evidence to people and try to get, like, more dialogue options. So that's what I'm going to do. The reason why we make the newsletter, Miss Deanna, is because notifications don't work. Some people don't know what the next stream is because they don't get notified of it. So that's why we write a newsletter every day. It has pictures, it has links, it tells people everything. But anyway, I'm going to present stuff and see if Gumshoe has anything new to say. I'd like to ask you a little bit about this, please. Now, I'm not saying a peep, pal, because I'm not the killer, okay? You misunderstand. I wasn't going to ask you about that. All I ever wanted to do was become a detective, pal, so I'd never want to be a killer. It seems he doesn't want to talk about anything unrelated to this predicament. So let's try this. You told me earlier that you heard no sound other than the gunshot in the hallway. Is that correct? No mistake about it, pal. Then you are also claiming that no one passed through the hallway either. Is that also correct? Yep. Not even a single ant passed through that hall while I was on duty. You do realize that you lie you're telling is only making it more difficult for yourself. Oh, but it's true! I didn't see anyone go through the hallway, and I didn't hear anything else, pal. I bet the killer found a way to kill the 2 guys that's beyond what I can even imagine. So he intends to continue telling this ridiculous lie. But why would he do so, given the situation he's in? I believe a thorough investigation of the hallway in front of the defendant lobbies is in order. Oh, there we go. Now we can do it. So you have to talk to Gumshoe and present evidence. I
don't really know what she said. How could you have not noticed that coming, Edgeworth?
I wasn't that the child I changed money for earlier?
Oh, wow.
Thanks, that's exactly what I needed.
Kids can sometimes be so cruel.
It looks like she dropped something.
Wow, they went there.
Maybe we should arrest the girl. He might turn out to be a valuable lead.
I believe some sort of punishment may need be dealt with the next time we meet. You do not kick men where you kicked me. I believe I've asked that all I need of this man. Now, for Detective Badd and the judge.
We have to confirm who is correct. The judge or that scruff face, right? I suppose we should inspect the hallway in front of lobby number 2 next then.
I suppose so. Shall we head on over, Francisca?
We shall.
Okay.
Miles Edgeworth.
Now we can do it. So you're supposed to present evidence to, what's-his-face, and now you can go to this section.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That's what was happening. So it wasn't a glitch. It's just like some other Ace Attorney games where you have to present evidence until the person, does what they're supposed to. Alright. This is the hallway. Gumshoe. Okay. Alright. Yep, please sign up for our newsletter. Thank you. Yeah. If you have questions, you can always tell us in the comments. We just don't want constant spam of asking us what the schedule is, because you can see what the schedule is for today. We only know 12 hours in advance what we're doing for the next day. So it does get to the point of pestering, and it's annoying. So, just if you really want to ask us, you can ask us one question in the comment, and I'll get back to you probably with the same response. We don't know what's happening, but thank you for the comment. But remember, comments help fuel engagement on the channel, as well as it helps with the algorithm. And again, we're not getting a lot of comments after streams. So, you guys can always help things like Zenless Zone or Ace Attorney be sure they get another episode by engaging with the stream after it's archived as a video.
Yeah, because things like Zenless that you guys are trying to get more of, YouTube keeps taking the views. But if that had 40 comments on it, there's no way they could take the views, because it would look it would show that they're taking the views.
Exactly.
If you guys actually left a comment instead of watching it 1,000 times and then leaving no comment, if you actually left a comment every time you watched it, watching again for whatever, even if you left another comment, they cannot possibly keep taking the views of that, because it shows that they're doing the wrong thing. So it literally will expose YouTube if you guys leave a comment on those.
So, I mean, it's taking away views too, because according to our data, you only have 6 or 7 people rewatching it every day. It needs more than 6 or 7 people for it to count as additional views, because YouTube's going to be what's going on here? There should be more people watching this. So, I mean, 6 or 7 people would take 2 weeks to get another stream, because, it's not good. But anyway, Ace Attorney stuff. September 10, hallway. So we're going to go back into the game now and kind of stop with the PSA stuff, okay?
Yeah, exactly. I'm sorry for going into
long story short, please sign up for our newsletter, or just check the channel every day to see what the 3 streams are scheduled for that day. That's all. Okay? Thank you, everybody. So, did you see anything else? No, I don't think so. I see. Well, thanks for your cooperation. Yes, it was nothing. I'm just doing my duty as a defender of the law. That'll be all for now. I'll ask again if I have any other questions. Anytime, Detective. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a few loose ends I have to tie up. Never seen the judge walking. This is a strange concept.
This is weird.
I'm just used to... I didn't even know he had a torso.
I thought his robe was longer.
No. I think his robe was always this size. It's just we've never seen...
so short.
Never really seen his feet that I can think of. You're the new prosecutor, Mr. Van Kammer recommended, right? My name is Miles Edgeworth, Your Honor.
And I am Manfred von Karma's daughter, Franziska von Karma. Ah, I am set to become the successor to my genius father any day now, Your Honor.
I see. Mr. New Prosecutor, American... Ah! What? I bit my tongue! Are you alright, Your Honor?
Please feel free to refer me to me as Miss von Karma, Your Honor. As for him, just Edgeworth is fine.
Apparently somebody doesn't feel that I'm worthy of a proper title. Aho! Oh, sorry. Aho! Very well then. I shall call you Miss Van Karma and Mr. Prosecutor Edgeworth. Your Honor, Mr. Edgeworth is fine, sir. Now, about your earlier testimony. Yes, what about it, Mr. Edgeworth? I would like to ask you a few questions about what exactly you saw. Very well. After all, it is my duty to clarify my testimony as a defender of the law. I greatly appreciate your cooperation, Your Honor. Now, the first thing I need is to figure out, that detective's exact movements. Okay, hallway investigation. Franny is shorter than the judge? Well, I mean, she's like...
She's a little girl.
Well, no, she's not a little girl. She would be in high school. When we see her in the later... Wait, no. No, she probably is like 13 or 14 right now. She's probably in, middle school. And then when we see her in the Ace Attorney game, she's 19 or 20. So she's young. Edgeworth, I'm guessing, is 18 here. Maybe younger. Probably 18, though. Hallway. Okay, so we're going to examine the hallway. We're still having Switch performance issues. Lovely. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. There's a piece of paper here. What is this? It's a pink-colored piece of trash made of rubbish. I feel like I've seen something like this before.
Well, all I see is a piece of garbage.
Oops. YouTube's not letting me shut that off. Okay, there we go.
But you know, Miles, the fact that there is a litterer running loose inside this courthouse is simply unforgivable. Psh.
Why? It's not like it was I who littered.
Rubbish belongs in a rubbish bin. Whoosh.
Ah! Oh, they're literally ants. Look at that.
Oh, wow.
He said I wouldn't see ants that came past, but there's ants right there. A cactus. Ah!
What is the matter?
I pricked myself on one of those cactus needles. I didn't think the needles on this thing would be so sharp.
Well, what did you expect, Miles Edgeworth? Can you imagine how bad it would be if you were hit on the head by one of these? Anyway, this cactus seems to be unrelated to our case.
Do you really think so? Because I believe that this cactus sitting on this windowsill is completely related.
Oh, what? Oh, well then I look forward to your explanation on how exactly it is related.
Is there an Ace Attorney game where a cactus is used as a murder weapon? I think so. Okay. I can look outside, however I doubt the killer could have escaped from here.
Of course not. This is the 3rd floor after all.
It appears that bars were installed on this to prevent people from falling out.
Bars? What bars?
Can you not see them from our vantage point?
Huh.
Why? I must remember not to bring up that taboo subject again. Okay, is there anything else to look at here on the windowsill? Ants. The ants are hard at working carrying their food home. It's a marvel that they can pick up such comparatively large objects of their size. Francisca.
Oh, well, if you want to carry the mighty Von Karma name and not be squished under it, you'd better work extra hard just to like these ants, Miles.
The same goes for you, Francisca. Okay. So that was a windowsill. That's a lot of ants. You would think that they would do something about those. Ugh. Stop pausing game. There are no signs that a fire extinguisher was used in the crime.
If you could tell from a distance, then why are you wasting your time examining it?
Francisca, let's not try to rush the absolute genius.
He's making a most ridiculous-looking face. Ugh.
That may be, but at least he doesn't look like someone who would tell a lie on purpose.
I suppose, but to a Von Karma, evidence is the only thing that carries any weight.
Of course. At any rate, this poster seems to be of no use to us right now.
Oh, that's the judge.
Yeah, his thing.
He looks like a superhero.
Kind of. One sec. Okay, so we're gonna talk to this guy. Have you found any suspicious fingerprints, officer? Nope. Just the fingerprints of those involved with the case, sir.
I guess we all know of the players in this case then, huh?
It would appear that way, but I have the nagging feeling that we're missing something. And I suspect that what we're missing is hiding right here in this crime scene somewhere. There needs to be proper, like, sentence structure. There's no commas. There's nothing.
You're very cute.
Well, it's annoying because it's not a run-on sentence. It's supposed to be, like...
I suspect that what we're missing is hiding right here.
Yeah.
In the... It's, like, very long sentence.
There's no, like...
Yeah, hiding right here, comma, in the blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, it's hard...
I feel like there should be a pause there.
Well, I mean, it's hard to... he needs...
What are you doing?
He can't have that.
What are you doing?
What is that? Is that important?
No.
He could eat and die from that. Remember, cats are like 2-year-olds. They're not very smart.
Are you like a 2-year-old, Link?
Yeah.
Poor Luke, says Max. Yeah, Max says, I have a bad feeling about this because the guy's name is Bad.
Did you find something, officer? I think there's a $5 bill back here. Come on, just a little more.
There was no one working this case. This crime scene isn't a total waste of living tissue.
Unfortunately, there doesn't seem to be a single person who can deem useful here. But I will look at the snack machine. Oh, Francisco again.
It doesn't look like there's anything contradictory left in this area.
I suppose not. Perhaps I should check somewhere else, though I am a bit thirsty.
It would appear that this vending machine sells snacks and various other foods.
Just lovely. What will they think of next?
Don't be a jerk in court like these beef jerks. 1 packet for $9. Defendant's fresh milk, 1/2 pint for $7. Stay neutral as the Swiss darn it! Stay neutral as the Swiss do until the end with these for $6. They're awfully overpriced.
The lineup is simply awful. Period.
Speaking of snacks, I wonder if that Swiss roll the little girl dropped is from this machine.
I was wondering about that, I was wondering about that myself.
The Swiss roll.
Stay neutral as the Swiss do until the end with these. The end of what?
Well, I assume it means the end of the trial, maybe. I suppose this means that one should eat these during a recess?
You can't eat during a trial, so I suppose the only time you can eat them is now, huh?
I wouldn't mind if you wanted to eat one now. They come in packs of 2, after all.
Aww. We're in the middle of an investigation, Miles. Besides, I don't have $6 on me.
If you want, we can pool our money and buy a pack together.
If I have to split it with you, then I don't want.
Wow.
Francisco, why are you so mean?
Defendant's fresh milk. What exactly is that supposed to mean?
I bet it means that the milk is freshly milked by various defendants on trial right now.
No, I think it meant that this is... No, I think it meant... No, I think it might mean that this was milked right here from the various defendants.
Miles Edgeworth, you can't possibly be serious.
Of course not. Orange juice. When it's looking bad, blind your opposition with some OJ. Are they promoting violence?
Don't worry, my whip will make sure that anybody following this advice won't be for long.
Compared to the sting of the whip, the sting of orange juice may not be so bad.
Were they doing an OJ reference?
Oh,
Probably.
wow.
They might be.
Oh my gosh. Dark.
Dark.
Don't let the prosecution and the defense make a ham sandwich out of you. Oy.
Oh.
It sounds like it's directed at the ham of the judge.
Well, it certainly isn't directed at me. I can outmaneuver him any day.
Actually, they used to make a lot of OJ references in games and movies and stuff back when he was actually on trial.
I know. Don't be a jerk in court like this beef jerks. I see.
Objection!
Miles Edgeworth, wouldn't you agree that it's very clever pun?
Do you really think they put that much effort into the product's name?
Even a foolish fool could understand the foolish thinking of a fool who made it up. You're acting so foolishly that I got so thoroughly mad, and I am now utterly famished.
If you wanted a pack of these, all you had to do was ask like a normal person, sister.
I'm not normal, Miles.
Oh, quite true. When you're in hot water, you might need a hot dog. What?
So if you're on trial.
It looks like this slogan was decided through a public contest. And the winner was the prosecutor Winston Payne.
Winston Payne.
What a pathetic slogan. No presents at all. Now, if it was up to me, it would read, if you leave matters in a Von Karma's hands, everyone in the court will be found guilty dogs.
That's not much better. Overruled. Whoops.
Overruled.
Okay. There's $1 still in the machine,
Oh, wow.
but it's not something we can click on. That should be something we should click on because reasons.
We don't. Well, maybe that's a picture of $1 showing them how it goes in. Sometimes on those machines it shows what way you need it to go. So it's showing that the person's face is on the right side. So it's showing like what direction, because you might need to put it the other direction to go in. They want it to go in a certain way.
Your thing beeped.
That means that it's been in there at least 10 minutes.
Okay. All right, we're gonna talk to the judge now, and then we'll talk to or we can talk to Dad. It doesn't really matter.
Actually, compared to like, I was actually on jury duty recently. Well, of course, I never got picked, but we were in the jury whatever thingy, and the prices for the drink machines were astronomical. It was like $3.50 for like a water. It was horrible. It was like Disney World prices. So annoying. So then you would had to actually go walk like blocks and try to find like a place to eat or something, and it would probably be less than the vending machines there. So annoying. So yeah, I think they purposely jack up the prices at in court because they know that if you're a defendant or a juror or anything, you're stuck there waiting, so you're gonna have to pay whatever is in this stupid vending machine. So freaking annoying.
That's true. Okay, let us continue, shall we?
Yep.
Your Honor, I'd like to ask you a few questions if you don't mind. Where were you at the time of the murder?
I do suppose you suspect me of something?
No, nothing of the sort, Your Honor. I'm just asking a question.
Very well. You may continue with your testimony.
Your Honor, it's your testimony I'm after.
Oh! I had no idea you were chasing after me or one of my testimony.
I'm beginning to sense that I might want to avoid being in a trial run by this judge.
Ha! If only, Miles. Never happened.
Oh my gosh.
Let's see. Now then, how should I put this? When you get to my age, you need to pay more frequent visits to the restroom.
Oh my god.
What?
If you take too long to look through the window at the end of the hall, you'll see a small window.
Oh my god.
That is the window to the men's restroom.
Oh my god.
In other words, you can clearly see into this hallway from the men's restroom.
Oh my god. Why is this his testimony?
When I was going to the restroom,
Oh my god.
that detective, Gumshoe, is it? Well, he was standing in front of the vending machines buying something from it. However, and this I couldn't believe, when I was about to exit the restroom, there was not a soul in the hallway anymore.
Your Honor, if you could please calm down and explain it to me rationally.
I'm really sorry, please let me regain my composure. It was really suspicious. That's my finely honed judge's intuition said. Although well into the murders occurred, I just sort of brushed it off. Oh!
Apparently, this judge doesn't understand the concept of staying calm. The restroom window, huh? Francisca.
Ah, I wonder if you can really see the men's bathroom window from that one there.
You can. I'm looking at it right now.
I demand that you show me this view at once, Miles.
I suspect that her height is what's limiting her ability to see.
Oh!
That's probably all I'm going to find out from his honor.
Mr. Edworth, may I return to my other duties now? I wasn't finished with the party.
Yes, I'm sorry to have held you up from your important business. Thank you for your cooperation, Your Honor.
Oh, anytime, Mr. Edworth. Anytime. Off I go. Quickly. And with no accidents.
Francisca.
The judges in this country seem rather friendly.
Yes, if not a little wishy-washy. However, I hear that they are known to hand down very fair verdicts. Are they?
Yeah.
Alright. Good job, guys, getting 100 likes already. You're doing fantastic.
Great job.
Great job. And YouTube wants us to beta test a new feature. It's another type of community post, but it's like, I don't even remember how to explain it. It's almost like a way to attach our videos to other videos or something. I don't know.
Like a video response?
Kind of like the video response system is coming back or something. I don't know. We have to sign up to be approved of it. But they said thank you for doing the super chat goal thing, and they said that's going to be a permanent feature on our channel now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But I don't know if every channel is going to get it or not, because while we tested well with it and they saw like evidence of it actually being used, other channels it didn't work very well.
Wow.
Like they didn't see an increase in super chats or anything. Ours just stayed about the same super chats for the month, something like that. Anyway, let's look at the rubbish. Can we look at the rubbish?
I'm sorry, I wasn't. You were really good at testing that.
I mean, I'll be testing this new feature too, but it's like a community post section, but it's different or something. I don't know. I haven't read the thing on it.
I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny.
Nope. Gotta talk to this guy.
Detective Badd, I have something I wish to inquire about.
What is it? Francisco.
Ah, hey! How about doing some actual work, you?
I wish to inquire into Detective Gumshoe's movements during the recess.
People have to understand that it's hard to do these different accents because it does like make it hard to say some words sometimes. Like if I was just speaking regularly, I wish to inquire into Detective Gumshoe's movements during the recess. You know, it's one thing, but when you're doing like character voices and there's not proper like spaces and like commas and parentheses and stuff. Everything's just like a big long sentence that you have to read. It's not very easy.
I wish to inquire into Detective Gumshoe's movements during the recess, if you don't mind.
You're getting in the You're getting in the way of the investigation, son.
I have an order from Mr. Von Karma himself. Plus, I still hold investigative authority, remember?
Detective Gumshoe.
So I hear you were the one who called for Detective Gumshoe to come down here.
Yeah, Faraday. That guy was just accused, you know? I just knew something was gonna happen. My detective's instinct told me.
A lot of good it did for you. You couldn't even protect one lone prosecutor with it.
You know what?
Ah!
Hold it right there. Francisca, I think you need to apologize.
I'm sorry.
I'm terribly sorry, Detective Badd. Please continue and remove your hand from your inside coat pocket, please.
Alright. I used the phone on the first floor and called the precinct. I told them to send somebody over. And the detective, the one that showed up was,
And only upon his arrival did you set Detective Gumshoe to stand guard, Detective Badd?
Yeah, that's right. I waited for him on the first floor. After he got here, he came up to these defendant lobbies together. We came up, not he. There we go, look at that, we're walking. As we entered this hallway, we ran into you. She told us that Faraday was really mad. And that he dragged Rel off to lobby number 2 to have a word or something. And that Faraday had said to not let anyone interrupt him. So, what choice did I have, right? All I could do was tell the big lug to stand guard outside.
And around that time did all of this take place?
Let's see, I think it was about 30 minutes before I heard the gunshot. After giving the big lug his assignment, he never left the hallway not once.
Oh, and how can you make such a claim?
What do you mean? One of the few guards out in this floor's main lobby swore to me he didn't, so, yeah.
If the detective never left the hallway, then where did he disappear off to?
That's simple. He must have gone into lobby 2, just as I suspected.
You and I mean, Miss You, I mean, whatever faces. You and I and me and we were in the lobby number 1 next door.
Defendant you.
No, it should be Defender You or whatever.
Yeah.
The only one without an alibi is Gumshoe.
It would seem that I am still missing some key pieces of information.
Okay, so we need to put a time code for this guy.
This guy is like, the drawing of him looks kind of cool. He looks pretty edgy.
Yeah.
He does look like he'd be in like a comic book. I was just thinking about, I mean, this is like a random thought, but watching the old, well, never mind. You know what? Forget it.
Go for it.
No, I was just gonna say, it just was weird watching the old Superman movies. They had literally so many ads for cigarettes all over the movies. Literally, a truck of cigarettes got thrown over. Lois was smoking in every single scene. They always had posters on the wall for cigarettes. There were literally like cigarette mascots. It was in every shot. Like the whole movie was sponsored by like Marlboro or whatever. It was just unbelievable. Yeah.
Well, I mean, you have to remember that the campaign against like smoking ads and stuff like that didn't really begin until the mid-'80s.
Yeah, so it's like back then, like I think there was like the late 70s. So it's like, yeah, I couldn't believe it how many ads there were for cigarettes in the movies.
By the, I would say like the war on drugs and cigarettes was like during Reagan's last 4 years. So it would have been like the late 80s and then early 90s. There was a lot of like TV specials for kids about the dangers of smoking and this is your brain. This is your brain on drugs. Like
yeah,
that
I remember.
kind of stuff.
Yeah, I remember.
Hey, those were
I remember
very,
that.
those were very good commercials because I grew up and seeing those advertisements, you know, I never smoked. Like,
Yeah.
I never did.
Because you wouldn't want... Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, they were showing scientific evidence of what happened to people's brains, and they showed people's lungs and brains dying
gosh.
from, you know, smoke, showing X-rays and stuff. So it was like, yeah, I don't want to do that.
I remember the kids in my class used to parody that, like if we were making dough or something, be like, "This is your brain," and then you punch the dough that's your brain on drugs or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was brilliant marketing. It really was.
Yeah. Exactly.
You know, that's the kind of stuff I would advocate for. Like, don't do drugs. I would gladly become an activist for something like that. You know, plant trees,
like
don't do drugs.
helping people not get into like bad stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway. Detective Badd, you also heard the gunshot, did you not? Yeah, I did. I heard it when I was in the defendant lobby number 1. That's why I came running towards lobby number 2 together with you. With who? With me? No, with Defender you. Never mind.
How much time elapsed between you hearing the gunshot and your arrival on the scene?
Less than a minute, probably.
What were your movements upon hearing the gunshot?
I grabbed the big lug who was just walking around in the hall and raced into the lobby number 2. And that's when we discovered the bodies. In that order.
What makes you the discoverer of the crime scene, right? I mean, that makes you the discoverer of the crime scene, right?
Little
Detective?
lady's having problems pronouncing words. The word you're looking for is "that makes me," yes. Yeah, I guess it does, little miss.
Yeah, I am about to become a prosecutor very soon. You will treat me with the dignity I deserve, or else.
You wanna go? You wave that thing around anymore, and I'll have you arrested for obstruction, little miss.
You wouldn't dare!
Ah! Just joking.
Detective Badd is really something if you can make even Francisca behave.
Are we, about done?
Is there anything else I should ask him about?
Okay, we have choices, gang. We could go with time he heard the gunshot, place he heard the gunshot, place he heard the gunshot, situation around gunshot. Which one you want to go with, chat?
Alright guys, and sorry I didn't say hi to everyone today. I was in the middle of making food, but I hope everyone's having a great day. Hi Miss Deanna, hi Jonathan, hi Max, hello Philip, hello Marissa, and good to see you Peter, Bowman, Brianna, and Marissa, good to see you Mr. Zach, and Simon, Princess Luca, and everyone. Good to see everyone. Okay, let's see.
Chat says place he heard the gunshot. Thank you very much for the first super chat goal. Don't do drugs, kids. That's right, Bowman.
Thank you, Bowman. You're breathtaking.
Good job.
A very true statement.
Very true statement.
Christiana was saying, that she remembers those commercials that she didn't have anyone, that her family didn't smoke, but the commercials were so disturbing.
The commercials were so cringy, but you still remember them.
They were horrifying.
Users are losers, and losers are users, so don't do drugs. Don't do drugs.
It was disturbing, though, some of them.
They're super cringy, but it's like, they were catchy.
Well, some of the really, like, they had really disturbing things. Like, they showed, like, they show people's lungs and stuff. Thank you, Bowman. You're breathtaking.
Okay. So, people say the place we heard the gunshot, the situation around the gunshot, time we heard the gunshot. It's amazing that I can remember that ad from 35 years ago.
They don't even have those ads anymore.
No, they don't do those ads anymore.
And it's weird, like, that people, I mean, I think they should, because I think kids get into trouble, like, they should have them. Oh, you grow up hearing that drugs just make you dumb. Yeah, that makes sense, Raspberry. Yeah, exactly.
Yep. Man, that was so long.
Thank you, Bowman. You're breathtaking. Thank you for the super chat.
Alright, so we have a place he heard the gunshot. Someone said situation around the gunshot. Time he heard the gunshot. I think it's the middle one. We can't say the S word because YouTube doesn't like that. They'll also send a moderator, so don't use that word too much. You could say yeet or self-delete or something, but don't, you know, Minecraft oneself. You don't want to use, like, super targeted keywords, because we don't want a Google moderator here. Because they'll start writing, like, things in the chat, like, this channel is talking about self-delete. We don't want that. So...
Alright, let's see.
I'm gonna go with place he heard the gunshot. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. So, here we go. Really?
We can try the place, though. Let's see. What were we... Is there anything else I should ask him about? Please, he heard the gunshot. Well...
But he already said 30 minutes, though.
Okay, so we can try the place, and if it doesn't work
Whoops.
out...
No, I meant to do the middle one. Sorry.
That's alright.
I'd like you to tell me the exact time you heard the gunshot.
It was around the end of the recess, and the trial was about to start again, I think. He was supposed to make time for himself to transfer the evidence he was holding. But I got the sense he wasn't gonna show for the handoff, so, I figured I should go get him, or he'd be late. And just as I thought that, well, bang. The sound of the gunshot hit my eardrums.
So we heard the gunshot right before the trial was about to restart, eh?
Detective Badd's testimony jotted down in the organizer. Well, I guess that was the right thing, because it was an accident, though. Are we done here or not? I gotta make Tinky. I don't have any time to waste.
Oh, come on! All you're doing is standing in front of this door, doing nothing.
Wow.
You say so.
Oh, you think it's a gun, but it's his mirror in that pocket.
He likes to look how ruggedly handsome he is.
I get the sense that he is somewhat investigating this crime scene.
And how long is that supposed to took, honey? It's been 46 minutes.
Oh.
Oh?
I can go check on it.
Yeah, go check on it real quick.
I get the sense that he is somewhat investigating this crime scene. Or rather, that he is keeping us under surveillance. But to what end, I wonder? Detective Badd, may I ask that you cooperate with us for just a bit longer?
I don't have anything else to say to two of you, so... You guys were the ones who said you wanted to investigate in the first place, remember?
Fine then, be obstinate. We'll just do as we please. Come, Miles.
Yeah, okay.
You may no longer be willing to help us, however. I may ask for the forensic scientist's cooperation? I mean, may I ask for the forensic scientist's cooperation?
Do as you like, I don't really care. Can I ask you about anything else? What about this? KG.
The KG-8 incident. I heard that you were involved in that case as well.
Yeah, so what of it? Yeah?
That's all you have to say?
It was an unpleasant case that I don't wish to recall. We got a lot of regrets I'll never forget related to that. Regrets I'll take to the grave.
Does he really have that many regrets? On the other hand, thinking back on what I know, I suppose he just might. Detective Badd, I'd like to ask you about this piece of evidence. Ha! What a narcissist. He's rather look on his face than the evidence.
Don't trust your eyes all the time, little girl. I can see the evidence and keep an eye on the two of you with this mirror.
What? Then why don't you answer?
Because I've got nothing to say to you, little pipsqueak.
Understood. Why couldn't he just said that at the beginning?
Amber's cooking dinner. We only have 2 people in this house. The cats can't go check the oven. She'll be back. Well, we talked to everybody. We checked the vending machine. Another 10 minutes? Oh. Man, I don't know about you, but if I was Nintendo, I would hurry up and announce that system and reveal it on the next Nintendo Direct, because Sony's fumble isn't gonna last very long. And Nintendo's, like, software that they got coming out in 2025 is not something the Switch is gonna be able to play very well. Okay,
See, we already examined everything in here. We examined the vending machine. We examined the
we
trash.
talked to Detective Badd. We looked out the window.
We examined the window. We examined the cactus. We saw the ants. We saw the weird poster with the judge. We saw the fire extinguisher. We saw the door. Did we know what the...
Have you found anything suspicious, fingerprints officer? Nope, just fingerprints of those involved with the case, sir.
Oh, I guess we know all of the players in this case then, huh?
Maybe we should try logic mode or detective mode.
Detective mode?
No, maybe we can't do logic mode yet. It doesn't even have it
It
available.
would appear that way, but I have a nagging feeling that we're missing something. And I suspect that what we're missing is hiding right here in the crime scene somewhere.
Did we see what the ants... Were the ants eating, like, soda or something? Or...
The ants are eating everything. They're just walking around. Alright, logic time. That smells good.
Thank you.
Logic, I guess logic time. Okay.
Let's see.
Well, they have to release the Switch 2 soon because the Switch's hardware can't handle even this game. Like, the sputtering and stuff is a performance issue with the Switch itself. It's not the game. I guarantee it.
Well, let's see. We found the pink piece of trash and the cactus both on the window. So maybe they're connected? I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe somebody's glove got ripped off when they were touching the cactus? Or
Okay.
I
mean, whatever. We'll try it.
We'll give it a try.
And the pieces connect. This pink rubbery substance, I saw this in a different form earlier today. I believe this is a piece of popped balloon.
Oh, I suppose that's possible, Miles Edgeworth.
The balloon probably got a little too close to our friend the windowsill cactus.
Our friend.
That would be the logical conclusion, yes?
Balloon piece jotted down in the court organizer. Oh, the balloon was used to make the gunshot noise. The murder happened earlier.
Oh my gosh!
Oh.
And maybe it was used because you put the balloon on the cactus and it would pop.
There would be no evidence that the balloon was still there because the balloon popped. Oh.
Oh!
I wonder if I'm right.
Well, we can try these two and see, but I don't see how these are connected.
No,
But
these probably aren't going to work. But who knows?
Maybe we need to look for more stuff.
No, not exactly a shining example of perfect line of logic.
So we must have missed something. Oh, did you examine all the... What about there's something.
I won't rest until I inspect every suspicious nook and cranny.
Well, we saw the ants, right?
Oh, there's something down
Oh,
here.
the ants are eating something.
I didn't know I could look down.
I guess you can.
The dirt on this bench, it smells like some sort of sweet substance.
I can't believe there is something going on around, dirtying the courthouse. I mean, someone. For shame.
Hold it! Calm down, Francisca. Now, take a good look. Doesn't this smudge kind of look like a handprint to you, darn it?
Suppose it could be Miles? It does look like one to me.
Which means that perhaps we can lift the prints off the person who sullied this bench.
Oh, I see. And then we'll know the identity of our mystery slob.
You there, the lab technician. Could you please find out who this handprint belongs to? Sir, yes, sir. We got the results of the fingerprint analysis, sir. And
And do we know who they belong to? Sir, the fingerprints belong to Detective Gumshoe. Interesting. Good work.
Oh, the fingerprints belong to Detective Gumshoe. Maybe he was sitting there on the bench and he put his hand on there while he was eating maybe he was eating that roll. And then he dropped some of it on the ground.
And there you have it, Miles.
Yes, I suppose so.
Now we know the identity of the person who dirtied the bench.
I sense that you and I will be using this information in very different ways.
Right, I intend to give Detective Gumshoe a severe thrashing.
Oh dear.
What are these black speckles?
I believe it's a pile of ants eating away.
Oh, that detective! He claims that not a single ant slipped by him, and yet here is a whole hill of them.
Why? What are you hitting me for?
As a replacement for the pathetic detective.
Yeah. Perhaps I should add this deduction to the detective's growing tab of pay cuts.
Anyway, I wonder what the ants are eating.
From the look of the sweet smell, it's a piece of cake and chocolate from a Swiss roll. Ooh.
Miles Edgeworth, the courthouse is to be kept pristine at all times.
Nyah! It isn't me that dropped the food on the ground!
The courthouse must be
Nyah!
kept
Ah!
clean.
Why? No!
Abuse! That's horrible.
That's the most I've ever seen somebody get whipped by Francisca. Okay.
I think he should call Brother Services.
Sibling services.
Yeah, this is terrible.
Ants are outpouring from the hole in this bench as well. I wonder if inside of this bench consists of nothing but ants?
Don't you dare continue with that gross line of thought.
I'm sorry.
Furniture having ants in it? You would have to throw that furniture out.
Yep.
That would be... I mean, this is a violation. Like, health code.
Health code violation.
I mean, they don't... Yeah.
Well, I mean, we are selling food. So actually, technically, if they're providing any food here at all, you would have to be inspected by the health department. Probably.
Eureka! These bits of chocolate and cake, could they not have come from a Swiss roll?
A Swiss roll? Why would a courthouse sell a thing like that?
It may not seem like the right venue, however, it is being sold right over there.
The vending machine? Oh, I see. Stay neutral as the Swiss do until the end with these. 2 for $6. Talk about expensive.
Leaving the fact that it's on the expensive side, the fact that the cake crumbs and the chocolate bits were found in this hallway suggests that they came from a Swiss roll that was purchased from this machine.
What does it matter?
I think I have a pretty clear picture of what happened here now.
Naturally. After all, I'm here, aren't I, Miles?
Detective Gumshoe must have sat on this bench as he ate a Swiss roll.
Fascinating.
And as he ate, he dropped it on the floor and sullied the bench.
Detective Gumshoe's fingerprints data updated in the
The
organizer.
slob. How could he have not cleaned up after himself? How utterly despicable.
Don't you dare whip me again! It wasn't I who made the mess in the first place. Anyway, if it is indeed Detective Gumshoe who brought the Swiss roll, that creates a rather interesting contradiction of facts.
A contradiction? Where?
I think another look at the special courthouse vending machine is in order.
Really? Okay.
Weird.
Why?
I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny.
Weird.
Please stop.
Weird! I mean, like, the prince's lines might get completely cut from the movie.
That has no relevance to the vending machine.
Alright.
None. None whatsoever.
Weird!
So, deduce the Swiss roll, I guess.
I guess.
Is this spot somehow connected to any of the evidence I hold?
Oh, it might be. I think it might be connected to how much money Detective Gumshoe had. Because it says it's $6 and he only had 5.
About Detective Gumshoe's finances, he said that only this morning he didn't have a single penny on his personage.
Just how poor is this guy?
Well, we keep cutting his salary, so I would say very poor. If his bonus really was only $5, then he should not have been able to purchase a pack of Swiss rolls.
Oh!
However, facts being as they are, we found cake crumbs on the floor.
Meaning Scruffy must have bought a pack somehow.
Indeed. That detective should not have been able to purchase a pack, and yet he did. The question is how?
The little girl gave him $1. The dollar was not for the little girl. It was for Detective Gumshoe so he could have something to eat.
Him out.
That's sweet.
Aww. He was $1 short.
He was $1 short because he's so poor. I feel so bad for Gumshoe.
Maybe that's why she kicked Edgeworth. Maybe she thought it was his fault. He didn't have enough money.
I believe I now have every firm grasp of what happened here.
Well, I do too.
All right, Francisca, would you care to share what conclusions you've come to?
Why should I do that first? We're still in the middle of the competition, you know. We should be checking to see if your conclusions are wrong first, and then I'll tell you what mine were, so you go ahead.
It's almost cute that she's doing this far to... Wow. It's almost cute that she's going this far to ensure that she wins. Almost. Very well, but first we need to pay His Honor a visit to correct his testimony. No, now he's in the courtroom. Okay. Okay. Logic time.
Weird.
Yep. 101. Courtroom. Okay. It's so weird how these characters were designed, though. It's like super deformed versions of Ace Attorney characters in a sense.
Yeah, maybe because he said that it, yeah, it is weird.
Hi, Brianna. How are you? MailChimp session expired?
I already made the thing.
Yeah, that's weird.
I don't understand why it would say expired. I hope it sent it out. I guess I can triple check. Should have sent it out an hour ago.
Yeah. Oh, it doesn't look like that company's sending the key. That's annoying. Oh well. Your Honor, if I may, I'd like to ask you... he doesn't say ask. I jumped the gun. Your Honor, if I may, I'd like to test your witness testimony to see how it stands up now. You doubt me? Am I your new suspect? In sense, I suppose you could say that, yes.
Even you, a judge, are nothing but a common witness before a Von Karma.
Silence in the courtroom! Silence, I say! Mr. New Prosecutor and Miss Genius Prosecutor, successor to Manfred van Kamara.
You bit your tongue again, didn't you?
Sorry. As a defender of the law, I could never give false testimony. You can even place me under oath if you want.
Very well, then. Your testimony, if you please, Your Honor.
Are we talking about the potty again? When I saw it at recess. During the recess, I went to the potty. There is a window on the hallway side. In other words, I could see into the hallway. As I entered, I saw the detective buying something from the vending machines. But when I was about to exit the restroom, he had completely disappeared. Detective that goes missing while on duty? That sounds mighty suspicious to me!
He was sitting on the bench eating food.
Yeah, he was sitting down, so you couldn't see him over the window, I think.
So there's proof of him not murdering the person now. Your Honor, could you please try to remain calm?
Yes. I'm so used to simply listening to testimonies that I got caught up in the excitement.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, but I'm afraid I'm going to have to spoil your fun now. What I saw at recess.
During recess, I went to the potty.
And what were you doing in the potty? I mean, why exactly did you pay a visit to the restroom, if I may ask?
Ah! Well, isn't it obvious? What else would you go to do in the restroom for? Or maybe I knew it. You suspect me of some sort of tomfoolery, don't you?
Please stay calm, Your Honor. This is going to be much harder than I anticipated.
Oh, I'm sorry, Luke.
Please stay calm, Your Honor. This is going to be much harder than I anticipated.
I'm sorry. You're right. I need to think things through with a level head. I'm just nervous because of how much has happened today with this trial. Let's see. I announced a recess and a time for us to reconvene so I could use the bathroom. But having done all that, I still wasn't able to go to the restroom right away.
Oh.
And why couldn't you?
Oh my gosh.
Mr. Faraday had been accused, so I had paperwork to process regarding a new prosecutor. Once I had finished that, I was finally able to make a mad dash to do my business.
At least he stayed consistent for on going to the restroom part of his testimony.
Oh my gosh.
There is a window on the hallway side. In other words, I could see into the hallway. It made things more relaxing, and I could easily do my business.
Oh my god.
Hold it!
Your Honor, did you really go to the men's restroom? Oh my god.
Oh my gosh. Well, this whole testimony is just about him going to the bathroom.
Your Honor,
Oh my gosh.
this may be embarrassing, but all this discussion about needing to go winky, and I need to use the potty as well. I'll be right back. Stupid potty.
What, Miles?
I need to make Tinky.
Miles? 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 Well, I guess Luke had to go check on the cats or something. Well, good to see you guys in the chat. Hope everyone's having a good day today. So good to see you guys. Hi, Mr. Zach. Hi, Tim. Hi, Simons. Hi, OH. Hi, Bowman. And thanks again, Bowman, for the super chat. Hi, Mr. Zach. Hi, Raspberry. Hello, Jonathan. Hi, everyone. Hope you guys are having a good day. This is fantastic, says Max. Well, I don't even know what's happening. I guess Luke is just checking on the cats, I think. I don't know. I hope they're okay. Are the cats okay up there? You were checking on them in the office? Oh, hi, Tim's Miracle Lights. Hello, everyone. Hope you're having a nice day. Good to see you, Tim. Hi, HM Gallbeck. Hi, everyone. Alright, so the cats look like they're in the right place in the office. Alright then, we're ready to continue.
Yes, I've washed my hands and I'm ready to continue. Your Honor, did you really go to the men's restroom, such as I?
Thanks, Brianna. You too.
What? What is the meaning of that statement? Did I mess up my robe again?
I simply meant that perhaps you went to a restroom on a different floor.
Oh no.
I had to go for such a long time.
Oh no! Oh my god!
When you get this old, it just keeps coming.
Oh my god!
That was all I could do to dash to the closest one to the courtroom. And dash I did! I ran as fast as any young man could.
I suppose that's only natural given his, circumstances.
Stop staring at me like that! I ran from the courtroom through this floor's main lobby and down the hallway, fast as the flash. Once you enter, you can see there's a window just above the urinals.
And it is through that window that you
Wow.
witnessed Detective Gumshoe, Your Honor.
Oh my god.
Yes, exactly!
Your Honor, there is no need to yell! I can hear you just fine. Why am I yelling now?
I guess I put a little too much into that last answer. I wanted to be more dramatic about going dinky. Now then, let's continue with the testimony. As I entered, I saw the detective buying something from the vending machine.
Are you sure that the person you witnessed was Detective Gumshoe, Your Honor?
Yes, I'm absolutely sure. It's hard to miss someone of this stature, even from as far away as the restroom. Besides, I can't think of anyone else of that kind of hairstyle with a big beige coat.
True. Well, I was simply wondering if you were mistaken in what you saw.
What? Preposterous! My eyes are sharp as can be, ready to see through lies to the truth. Although recently things do seem a bit fuzzier than they used to be.
Clearly his eyes are not the only thing that have gone fuzzy.
Allow me to say with all honor and dignity of the judge, I am not mistaken in what I saw. But when I was about to exit the restroom, he had completely disappeared.
I don't think so.
Hold it, Your Honor. I have new evidence. He did not disappear. He sat on the bench. Take this.
What was the finger wagging for, Mr. Edgeworth? Why, don't you know it's rude to shout objection while someone is giving a testimony?
Aha! If you truly are a man of the law, then you must always be vigilant, Your Honor. For example, I never let an opportunity to shout objection pass me by.
Miles Edgeworth, it's one thing to be passionate about your job, but this is real life.
I need to lower the microphone or I'm going to make people deaf. There we are. A little bit better. I'm still in the red, though. Okay. This is what some people may say is the pot calling the kettle black. Your Honor, I wonder if you might take a look at this for me.
What is this filth? How dare someone dirty the hallway bench like that? Who is the culprit? The party is hereby found guilty of uncleanliness.
If you must know, the uncouth bench sullier has already been placed under arrest thanks to your earlier testimony, Your Honor.
Oh, well, that's good. But who is it?
We're able to discover something from the smudge on the bench, namely Detective Gumshoe's fingerprints.
Not happy with committing just murder. He had to go and dirty the courthouse, too. Guilty!
Oh my gosh.
Your Honor, please calm down. While it's true that the detective is the one who made the mess on the bench. So bad. Made the mess on the bench. We may have not yet established that his actions is related to the double murder.
What do you mean by that?
I believe that the detective brought a pack of Swiss rolls. I believe that the detective bought a pack of Swiss rolls from the vending machine, and then promptly sat down on the bench to eat one. The cake crumbs and pieces of chocolate on the floor under the bench, and Detective Gumshoe's fingerprints prove my conclusions to be true.
Oh, but I still don't understand. I saw this whole thing related to how I couldn't see him as I was leaving the restroom.
It is indeed, Your Honor. The window in the hallway was built rather high up into the wall, at round a grown adult's chest height. As evidence, I submit that Francisca herself was unable to see out that window. No! No! I knew I should have used her height as evidence. Basically, what this means is that the area directly under the hallway window is a blind spot that is a blind spot where the hallway is a blind spot when the hallway is being viewed from the men's potty.
Then,
it seems that you have made the connection, Your Honor. If someone were to sit on the bench under the window, yes, even someone as large as Detective Gumshoe would effectively disappear from sight.
what?
Do you finally see, Your Honor? Your testimony was just proven that Detective Gumshoe was in the hallway the entire time.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say it with that much enthusiasm. Hold it! All I wanted to do was try saying it once. Yeah, let me try that again. Hold it!
Is there something of value that you would like to say?
Yes, actually, there is. I remembered something just now. Mr. Edgeworth, please allow me to testify to the court one more time.
Even if we overruled him, he would just keep on talking, wouldn't he? That might not be a bad idea. The more info, the better in a perfect investigation, right?
What I Saw, Part 2. Fur friend, what's going on with fur friend? What Judge Saw 2? You okay?
I suppose it's possible you can't see the seated person from the restroom window. However, that doesn't mean the detective was sitting there when I looked. Anyway, I forgot to testify earlier about the probability, that probably the most important detail. As I was leaving the restroom, I heard a large bang from a gunshot.
It's a balloon. It's a balloon.
Gah! What was that? That is the testimony of the one who judges the crimes of others. Ha 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 ha.
Your Honor, could you try to state the important facts first next time? I agree. Before you go around judging others, you should learn to judge your own words, you foolishly balded old man.
Eek! I'm sorry. But honestly, I thought that sound was just a noise, Papa, until just now.
Now that he mentions it, right before we restarted the trial, he did talk about that.
By the way, there was someone celebrating a birthday during the recess. I could have sworn that I heard a popper going off. Come to think of it, the other day with my grandson.
The most critical point in his argument is when did the judge look into the hallway, and whether that lines up with when the gun was actually fired. Your Honor, if I may, I'd like to clarify a few details in your testimony.
Amber is cooking.
What?
Amber is cooking.
Who's asking where I am?
You guys don't have to constantly ask where Amber is. She's gonna come back. If she was going to bed, she would say goodnight.
What?
People don't like my girl voice. Amby, relax.
I suppose it's possible you can't see a seated person from the restroom window.
Hi, sweet pea.
Hold it!
In that case, do you concede that you were overconfident in your last testimony?
Now hold on there! I just said that it was possible you can't see a seated person from the restroom this time. But you know something? I don't think you know when the prints you referenced... I don't think you know when the prints you referenced were left on that bench, do you? Nyah! Well, you have proven that it's possible the detective was sitting. I still have a problem with just when those fingerprints were left.
He's right. I have yet to prove when the fingerprints were left on that bench. While he feigns ignorance, His Honor has seen a lot of life. This judge I mustn't underestimate him.
However, that doesn't mean that the detective was sitting there when I looked.
Hold it! As we established, you went to the restroom during the recess. However, at the point in the recess did you look into that hallway?
After I called for recess, I handled the change of prosecutor paperwork. Maybe about 20 minutes until we reconvened. Yes, that sounds about right.
Just as I expected.
What are you expecting? And I demand to know what your all-knowing smile is for.
Your Honor, that statement you just made now is very important. I'd like for you to append it to your testimony.
Very well, all right, if you insist, though this is rather embarrassing to keep talking about the restroom. Let's see. I looked into that hallway about 20 minutes before we had to reconvene.
Hold it!
20 minutes before we reconvened. Very well, what did you hear after that?
Let's see. I had to make some preparation, so I rushed straight to the courtroom. Also, I had to track down a few pieces of paperwork for the various bailiffs.
So you rushed back to the courtroom despite having just heard a gunshot?
Well, at the time, I thought it was just the sound of a noise popper. I really couldn't think of any other explanation than someone having a birthday party. But now that this has happened...
I see. Thinking back, the judge did mention something to the effect that when we reconvened.
Anyway, I forgot to testify earlier about probably the most important detail.
Hold it!
If it's something that forgettable, I don't need to hear it.
What? All I did was forget to mention it.
Oh no.
That sort of excuse may work on other people, but not on a bug karma.
Oh! But it's such an important piece of testimony. Please give me a chance to present it.
I suppose I have no choice in the matter.
I was leaving the restroom when I heard a loud bang of a gunshot.
Hold it!
Your Honor, about what you just said.
I know, I couldn't believe it myself. Bang with the gunshot, and then I had a knee-jerk reaction like this, with quack and ah!
Your Honor, please remain calm when you're trying to explain yourself to me.
Yes, sir. Sorry about that. Now then, I must gather myself, yes. When I heard the gunshot, there was one in the hall. I should know, I looked. There was no one there!
This judge's emotion circuits appear to be stuck on overreact. I believe that we finally found the flaw in His Honor's testimony.
Yes, sadly he's completely oblivious to it. But I guess I can't really expect him to be aware of it. Well, what are you waiting for? Hurry up and fill him in! At least that thing finally came in handy.
Indeed. Now, let's see what happens when I present it to His Honor.
Alright, I already know what you need to do. We have to go to the last statement and present the balloon. And going there very slowly, I forgot to testify something earlier. I was leaving the restroom and I heard a loud bang!
What you heard, Your Honor, was that of a balloon being popped. Objection! That statement and piece of evidence contradict one another. Wait.
What? I don't feel of any contradiction in the air. Ah! Mr. Edgeworth, I advise you to be a little more cautious with what you say.
It would appear that I was mistaken. But I know I need to use the balloon on something. Sadness.
Let's see. So, and we already pressed everything, right?
I forgot to testify earlier about probably the most important detail. Let's see, I looked into the hallway. I don't see anything about a birthday party. However, that doesn't mean that Detective Gumshoe was sitting there when I looked. I suppose it's possible you can't see a seated person from the restroom window.
Let's see. And then he said how... Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Press. In case you do concede that you were overconfident in your last testimony, now hold on there. It just said, but you know something, I don't think you know when the prints you referred to were left on the bench. Okay. While you have proven that it's possible the detective was sitting, I still have a problem with you just with the fingerprints. However, this doesn't mean the detective was sitting there when I looked.
Hold it!
As we established, you went into the restroom during the recess. However, at that point in the recess, you did you look into the hallway? After I called for a recess, I handled about 20 minutes until we reconvened, so that was the time. So that was when he must have heard it.
Okay. Amend your testimony. All right.
Oh, interesting. Okay. I think that contradicts with somebody.
Hmm?
Somebody else said that they heard the gunshot right before the trial reconvened.
All right, so what do you want
And
me
he
to...
said he heard it right 20 minutes before the trial reconvened.
What would you like me to present, love?
Well, I think you should present the loud noise. Whatever made the loud noise.
Where? On this
on
statement?
this one, yeah, because he said it's 20 minutes before. I'm gonna have to get juice because I don't have anything to drink. I drank all my coffee.
This is a loud noise? You want me to present the... Oh, no. No.
He's like, I want to play with that.
You can't play with that. No.
He's like, but I need something to play with.
You have a ball over there and you have your thingy. Go play with those.
I played with those yesterday.
Go play with those
I
again.
need something
go,
new to
go play. Go play.
I need a new toy.
Go. Play.
I'm bored of those.
That's Amber's hair tie. You can't have that. So you want me to present the balloon piece?
Yeah, I think so. Because then we can figure out what time he heard it.
That statement and piece of evidence contradict one another. I'm sorry.
What?
I don't feel a contradiction in the ad.
What?
Ah! Mr. Edgeworth, I advise you to be a little bit more cautious with what you say.
Oh, wait. I think we shouldn't have presented the balloon piece. I still think we need to present something there. I think it still contradicts with somebody. I think we should present the other guy, the other person that said a different testimony. I think we should present another testimony. Whoever said that it was right before. I think it was Mr. different person that said it was right before the thing. Let's see.
KG8, Detective Gumshoe. Detective Badd.
He said he heard the gunshot right before.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that contradicts that. Yeah, Detective Badd. Sorry, I told you the balloon. I don't know. I thought maybe the balloon would go with that one. Sorry about that.
I just want to present the balloon, because I know the balloon made the gunshot.
I think that that's very smart, Luke. As long as we are done with this stream within an hour, then we should be able to have nachos after this.
Let's see, I looked into the hallway about 20 minutes before we were to reconvene.
Objection!
Aha! Finger wag means we're on the right track. Your Honor! I can never allow you to make an objection. What?
Your Honor, I'm really sorry, but I cannot allow you to not allow me to make an objection.
You can't! I've been overruled!
Your Honor, there are simply too many holes in your testimony for my taste.
What do you mean by that?
You claim that you heard the gunshot during the recess, but that is simply not possible.
Mr. New Prosecutor, recommended by Manfred van Kamer. Ack!
Instead of biting your tongue,
Ah!
Wow.
I see you have no mercy for the elderly either, Francisca.
don't talk back to me unless you want to be whipped in the back, Miles.
With your height, you'd need a stepladder or 4 to accomplish that.
Oh, snap.
Mr. Edgeworth! My ears are not far gone yet. I'll have you know that I can still hear just fine. And I heard the sound of a gunshot loud and clear with my own 2 ears.
Ha! Your Honor, I have here an interesting bit of testimony. It's from Detective Badd. And according to him, he heard the gunshot right before the trial was about to start again.
What did you just say?
Your Honor, you just said that you heard the gunshot about 20 minutes before we were to reconvene. How do you explain this glaring contradiction?
That can't be!
Unfortunately, that is the truth.
But I heard it clear as day. Bang! The loud sound of a gunshot.
The sound of a gunshot. We keep returning to this point of contention. And that piece of evidence, I always did wonder why I found it where I did. However, now I understand what that gunshot the judge heard really was. Unfortunately, Your Honor, this is what really produced the gunshot you heard. The balloon.
You think it's a balloon now, Luke?
It's the balloon!
You think so? The chat is saying loud bang.
Take that!
I found this object in the hallway earlier.
What is that pink substance?
It may not look it, but this actually is a piece of a balloon.
I see. And I suppose you would like me to accept that pink balloon into the court record?
Your Honor, I present this piece of evidence in order to overrule your testimony.
Wow.
What?
Your Honor, your argument goes as follows. You saw no one in the hallway when you heard the gunshot. Now, there's no guarantee that the detective was sitting on the bench at that time. Therefore, you believe he must have been at the crime scene, defendant lobby number 2. Am I correct?
I don't like that tone. Yes, that's exactly right.
I'm sorry. Let me ask you something. Do you think that gunshot you heard was produced by a real gun?
Ah! I think... Oh.
Going back and forth between Scottish and British. I think I've heard enough that even you can... I think I've said enough that even you can figure the rest out on your own. Your Honor, you were fooled by the popping of this balloon into thinking it was a gunshot.
What manner of trickery is this?
Oh, wow.
That was a good effort you put forth, Miles. But if it was me, I'd have wrapped this thing up before the judge even testified.
Care to elaborate on how one ends something before it even begins?
Well, to be honest, I did think that sound was a bit off from a real gunshot sound. But who would have guessed that someone would pop a balloon in place like this?
That's true. One doesn't usually think balloons in conjunction. That's true. One doesn't usually think balloons in conjunction with courthouse.
I want to trade these coins with you.
That's it. That balloon the girl was holding explains everything. Your Honor, if it makes you feel any better, you didn't lie once in your testimony. However, I can't really vouch for its accuracy.
Who knew that given testimony could be such a difficult thing to do? What have I done? I owe Detective Gumshoe a very, very big apology. I will see to it myself that he's released.
Wait! There are still a few things I've yet to resolve about what happened in the hallway. Your Honor, I request your permission to further question Detective Gumshoe.
What? Why? I thought we just cleared his name.
Whether we did or not just now, I still cannot say. The only thing I can do for now is continue on my quest for the perfect explanation. And to that end, I must resolve the remaining issues pertaining to the events that occurred in the hallway.
Very well. Bailiff, please bring Detective Gumshoe into the courtroom.
I must fulfill my mission and find the perfect explanation to this case.
September 10, District Court, Courtroom number 3. Still in the courtroom. Okay. Gumshoe testimony.
All right. Thank you for stopping by, Jacob O'Ryan. Have a good day at work.
132.
Yeah, the little girl with the balloon. That's right, Peter. And yeah, if she is, I think somebody was saying she's a teenager, maybe in Japan, but I'm just playing her as a little girl so I can make a difference between her and Francisca, because Francisca's pretty young too. I'm doing my own interpretation of it. I need to get some water at some point because I had coffee in there and it's all dried up.
All right, so in Turnabout, Reminiscence, she is 13 years old.
All right, I still kind of see that as little.
That's still, she was just 12 a little while ago, so she's 13. Let's see, how old is she in the main Ace Attorney games? They'll be able to tell me. She is 18 years old in the first Ace Attorney game.
Well, Peter's saying she might be 9 in one of them.
She's not 9 here.
But she looks 9. She looks so small. She looks like she's 7.
According to Capcom, Francisca Von Karma in Turnabout Reminiscence, which is this, she's 13 years old.
Well, she doesn't look 13 to me.
That's fine, but that's how old she is. She's 13. She's 19 in the first Ace Attorney game, which would take place 7 years later.
Okay.
Okay.
I may have to grab water at some point.
Yep. All right, here we go. I brought Gumshoe, sir. Goodbye.
Hey, what is it now? Is it time for my trial already? I've already told you a gazillion times, pal, I didn't do it.
I'll be the judge of that, Detective Gumshoe. Francisco.
No, you won't. I will be the judge of that.
Oh, no, 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 no! I'm the judge around here, and I'll be the judge of that being the judge. Why can't the guys be a little less judgmental, huh? Yes, well, speaking of hasty judgments, Detective Gumshoe, I'm afraid I must apologize for an error in judgment on my part.
Your Honor, I don't believe you should apologize just yet. We have yet to prove he's completely innocent of this crime.
Yes, then I'll hold my apology, I guess so. What are you guys talking about?
In any case, I would like you to testify as to... Anyway, I would like you to testify as to your actions while you are on guard duty. And please remember you are not on trial. This is all being part of an investigation. As such, you may still be found to be innocent. However, if you should give false testimony...
No!
My whip will object loud and clear.
If you are found to be lying, you will be held indefinitely. Understood?
Gotcha, pal.
I am thinking back on the state of the crime scene and the judge's testimony. It's obvious that Detective Gumshoe is lying. And if I can't break his lie, then we may never get the break in this case.
Okay. Here we go again.
While I was on duty, I came down here to the courthouse on Detective Badd's orders. As soon as I got here, he ordered me to stand guard in front of lobby number 2. From that time on until I heard the gunshot, I was in the hallway the whole time. On my honor as a detective, I swear it wasn't me, pal.
Francisco.
He's still singing the same tired tune.
In that case, I'll just have to change the melody. I know he's lying, and it's time I pulled the information I need out of him. While I was on duty.
Okay.
I came down to this courthouse on Detective Badd's orders.
Hold it!
So, was it really Detective Badd who called you down here?
You bet it was, pal. I was left in charge of the precinct while everyone was out, and his call comes in. I want you down here in half a minute flat, he said. Well, I thought it was my big chance, my first case, so I made a mad dash down here. But... although I couldn't exactly get here in a minute flat.
So how long did it take you?
About 10 minutes, I guess.
And what was Detective Badd doing when you finally made it?
He was waiting for me down on the first floor in the entranceway, pal. As soon as I got here, he ordered me to stand guard in front of lobby number 2.
Hold it!
And by he, you mean...
Yeah, Detective Badd, of course, and this being my first time at the courthouse. He also walked up with me to the 3rd floor hallway in front of the defendant lobbies.
And did you meet anyone along the way?
Just as he entered the hallway, we ran into Miss Yu. When we heard from Miss Yu that Mr. Faraday was not to be interrupted, that's when Detective Badd told me to stand guard in the hallway, pal.
So far, Detective Gumshoe's testimony is matching up with Detective Badd's.
From the time on until I heard the gunshot, I was in that hallway the whole time.
Hold it!
You claim to have been in that hallway the whole time. However, it is not a fact that you did something while you were in that hallway.
Well, of course I did something. I guarded the door to lobby number 2, pal. What else?
Very well, then. And what exactly does guarding that door detail?
Well, to put it simply, oh, I know. It was my job to stand in front of the door without moving an inch.
Oh? Detective Gumshoe, you mean to tell me that you didn't take a single step away from the door to lobby number 2? Is that really what you wish to testify to the effect of?
You got it, pal. I didn't take a single step away from that door, just like I was ordered not to. Why is everyone humming so quiet-like all of a sudden?
Because we are in shock and in awe of your utter stupidity.
Scruffy, if you're going to lie, at least tell us a little more believable one. Ugh.
Ouch! But I'm not lying.
I should hurry up and bring this intrepid testimony to a close.
Until I heard the gunshot, I didn't take a single step away from lobby number 2.
Present bench. Maybe.
Oh, Max said, on the chat. I'll see.
I would say bench or food.
Yeah, I would say either one of those would probably prove it. Whichever one you want to go with, I think.
Objection! I have an objection.
Huh? What? Why? What is it, pal?
Detective Gumshoe, I wonder if you might recognize this from somewhere.
Hey, it's one of those things. The courthouse special Swiss rolls, right, pal?
Ah, precisely. In that case, I suppose that you also recalled the Sully hallway bench?
Hey, you know what? I think it was probably me that did that. Detective Gumshoe, you know you can't go around tidying up the courthouse like this.
That's funny.
You're inconsiderate, slovenly pig!
Oh! I promise to clean it up later, sir, I swear.
Now then, shall we get down to business? About the fact that you didn't move even a single step in front of that door? Is that really were the case, then how were you able to buy a pack of Swiss rolls?
Ah!
Yeah, he obviously moved a few steps.
Furthermore, if you didn't move a single step from in front of that door, how did you manage to get the bench dirty with your grubby hands?
Ouch!
It appears that Francisco's whip can do more damage than my words alone can.
Alright, I confess. I was hungry, so I bought a pack for myself, okay? I thought I'd get chewed out again if anyone found out about me eating on the job. So I didn't want to say anything. Well, unfortunately for you, I saw you do the whole dastardly deed. I clearly saw you buying a pack of Swiss rolls from the vending machine. Okay. I'm sorry for lying. But that's all I'm sorry for, you got it? Because I'm not holding anything else back.
That last statement, it may sound like it makes sense. However, there is something I don't quite believe about it. Are you sure you're not withholding further information from us?
Huh? Oh, of course not. I've got nothing else to hide, pal.
Oh, if only that were true, Detective Gumshoe.
But it's true, pal, I swear, there's nothing else.
Detective Gumshoe, I'm sure you're aware of the price of a pack of Swiss rolls, correct?
Remind me again.
That vending machine out in the hallway is selling packs of 2 Swiss rolls for $6 a pack.
And yet, according to you, you didn't have any cash on you until you cashed your $5 annual bonus check. Isn't that right?
Oh.
Annual bonus.
Wow. Let me ask you then, how did you manage to purchase a pack all by yourself?
It's terrible.
Can you provide me with a proper explanation to that?
I told you I bought it myself, pal. There wasn't anyone else in the hallway with me. So there's no one who could have helped me buy it. Wait, don't tell me. You got some kind of proof that there was someone else in the hallway, don't you?
Correct.
As if you could. I mean, what are the chances of that? Wait, you do.
Of course I do.
What? How?
What proof do I have that there's been someone else there in the hallway? The balloon. Boink.
Take that!
What the heck is that? I knew you didn't really have anything. The prosecutors are all the same, always lying to people. You should stop, you know.
What? But I swear I refuse to be lectured by the likes of you, Detective.
Miles, how long do you plan on being strung along by this moronic detective?
I have no intention of falling to his lie, because there was definitely a second person. Because if there was truly all alone, then that piece of evidence should not exist. What proof do I have that there must have been someone else there in the hallway? But I thought it was the balloon.
Wait, do we know who dropped the Swiss roll under the bed? Did I miss that part? Or we assume it's detective? What happened with the little girl came?
Prove there must have been someone in the hallway. Swiss rolls dropped by the mysterious young girl. It's priced for $2.
Oh! It was dropped by the little girl. Maybe he was trying to split. You get 2 Swiss rolls in a pack.
Take that!
Hey, you showed that to me not 2 seconds ago, pal.
Ah, I think you're under the mistaken impression that I bought this pack of rolls.
Wait, if you didn't buy it, then that means you must have stolen it, you thief.
What? I would never do such a thing.
Oh, you liars are the same. You start as thieves. You're under arrest, pal.
I believe you meant to assert that all thieves start out as liars. And in that case, what does that make you, detective?
Ah!
This particular Swiss roll was dropped by a certain someone.
Oh?
There are 2 rolls in this package. You ate one of them, but you then gave the other one to a certain other person, didn't you?
No way, pal. You got it all wrong. I ate both of them.
It would appear that we've caught you at last, you little thief.
Hey, don't you dare do anything bad to that girl.
It would appear that they do know each other after all. So why do you continue to come up and kick me in the, bad place?
I have a name, and it's K.
K what?
K Faraday.
Faraday. Are you perhaps Mr. Faraday's daughter?
I am not a you. I'm K.
Okay. You know, good little girls don't kick other people in the nether realm. Especially not, hard enough to leave big nasty bruises.
Well, then you shouldn't have put Gummy under arrest, Mr.
Gummy?
My guess is that she's talking about Detective Gumshoe.
Oh, what a cute nickname you've given him. Gummy didn't do anything wrong.
Okay.
It appears that I will need to speak with her in a bit more detail.
Roar!
I don't know.
Roar!
That was a little bit loud.
She's so small. Now then, Kay.
She's like a stray cat.
I wonder if I should feed her something.
Her Swiss roll?
Take that!
Kay, I promise to give this to you if you calm down.
Oh, a Swiss roll.
It really belongs to you, though, doesn't it?
Yeah, I was saving it for Daddy.
Oh my!
Your father, he's,
Oh my gosh!
Don't you say another word, pal. She doesn't know yet.
Don't tell her.
Thanks for watching out for me, Gummy. But I already know about Daddy. I overheard the guards talking. About how Daddy, he's not here anymore.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I couldn't protect him.
Kay.
I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna cry.
It's all right. Let it all out. Your father just passed away, after all. I myself was also involved in a case at this courthouse when I was a young child. A case in which my father, who was a defense attorney, passed away too. All of my dreams of becoming a lawyer were crushed into fine ash on that nightmarish day. Even now, the wound festers deep in the depths of my soul. Ever since that incident, I've dedicated myself to locking away every criminal I can. And now, to have this happen right in front of me, again! This child, I feel a certain shared fate, a common bond between us.
Miles Edgeworth, what sort of gentleman are you? Are you going to just stand there and watch a lady cry?
Are you? You're right. Sorry about that. Okay, here. How about we use this handkerchief here and dry your little eyes? Here. No! That's very expensive! No!
my cravat! Don't blow your nose on that!
I feel better now. Thank you.
Why? No, please wash this off! Oh, it's so gross! It's got boogies on it! Oh, this is not dignified! Ah! Wipe it off! Wipe it off!
Thank you, sir.
Kay, are you going to be alright now?
Yep, I'm all right.
Somehow I highly doubt that, but I'm not going to push it anymore.
I promised Daddy I would never cry in front of strangers.
And you're a good kid, aren't you, Kay? You always keep your promises, right?
That's right. Even if I can't see Daddy anymore, I'm going to keep all my promises.
You're a very brave girl, Kay.
You're a very good child for keeping the promises you made to your papa. I'll even testify that you did not cry, just for you. Thank you very much, lady. Huh, it's nothing. I'm only telling the truth, after all.
It would appear that because her father was a respected prosecutor, Francisca is sympathetic to Kay's feelings.
Okay, talk to Kay.
Oh wow, so she got stuff all over Miles as some little ruffle thing. He should just take that ruffle off of his suit and wash it at this point. He should just buy a new one at this point. I mean, I don't know what to do. That is funny. Super.
That is not how one uses a hanky. Your father. Kay, what kind of person was your father?
Daddy was a hero of justice. His job was to catch all the bad people in the world.
So to you, a prosecutor is a hero of justice, huh? I suppose we're in a sense, as we are the ones who seek guilty verdicts for criminals.
Plus, you know what? Whenever I came to the courthouse, Daddy would buy me my absolutely favorite treat, Swiss rolls.
Oh,
I want to be a hero of justice someday, just like Daddy. So I've been working really hard.
I see. And what have you been working hard on?
I've been working hard to keep all the promises that Daddy and I made together.
A promise notebook. May I take a look inside, Kay?
Sure, okay.
It appears to be an exchange diary of sorts between father and daughter. Mr. Faraday's writing conveys a sense of kind man he was. This little notebook just might come in handy after all. Okay. Thank you for showing it to me, Kay. I hope you'll continue to work hard and become a hero just like your father.
I'm gonna try.
Hey, Kay, so I'm detective that catches the bad people, right? That makes me a hero, too.
Yeah, you're really cool too, Gummy.
Yeah, aren't I, Kay?
What is it with the two of them?
I hand down verdicts of justice, so that makes me a hero, too.
Yes, and thanks to your so heroic testimony, you almost painted that detective as a vile criminal and almost sent him to jail.
Oh, I'm really sorry about that. It's just I didn't see him standing at the door.
Gummy is not a bad man, okay?
That poor judge. He's being treated like a vile criminal rather than a hero of justice. It appears that you and Detective Gumshoe are good friends, Kay.
Yeah, we're friends.
In that case, would you mind telling me a little more about him? So I take it that you ran into Detective Gumshoe earlier.
Yep. I was on my way to see Daddy when I saw Gummy standing there. He was standing in the hallway staring really hard at the vending machine, so I said hi.
And when was this?
Before everything got crazy.
How long were the two of you together?
We only talked for a little while, and then we went our own ways.
That's right, pal. Kay and I only talked for a little while, that's it.
Oh, which means we have now confirmed that Kay was in the hallway during the recess, isn't that right?
You got me.
I told you, stop picking on Gummy, mister!
Very well, then. I'll just have to speak with good detective in private later.
What is that pose she's doing?
Attack!
It's an attack pose. Very cute, Amber.
Roar!
Were you the ones who brought this pack of sassrolls?
Sarsaparilla?
No! Were you the one who bought this pack of Swiss rolls, Kay?
Well, didn't really have a lot of money. I somehow made $1 out of all the pennies and quarters that I had. But that still wasn't enough, and I really wanted one.
Come to think of it, she did come and ask me to exchange a handful of change for $1. And that's when you came and asked me for change, correct?
Yeah, thanks a bunch for doing that, mister.
Sure, no problem. But let me ask you, even with that $1, you still didn't have enough money, correct?
Well, that's why...
Hey, if you bully Kay anymore, I'm gonna have to arrest you, pal.
Need I remind you that you're the one already under arrest?
Ouch!
I sense that Kay is going to be less than forthcoming with this question.
Sorry about your ruffly thing.
Yes, well now that it's positively drenched in your nasal mucus... Don't worry, Kay, I have a spare! No, I really don't!
You do?
So here, you have this one.
But Daddy said never take things from a stranger.
Ah, it's one of the promises you made in your promise notebook, correct?
Yeah, look, see, it's right here on this page. Promise 1, never take things from a stranger.
Alright, then, I'm not giving this to you. I'm merely allowing you to borrow it. You can take it home, wash it nice and clean, and then give it back to me next time we meet.
Okay, Daddy said that I couldn't, never said that I couldn't borrow things from strangers.
Now then, Detective Gumshoe. He literally replaced it?
I think he had another
Wow,
one in his pocket.
that's crazy. Now then, Detective.
Elegant.
How elegant, yeah. Oh, that movie is out, by the way. Crunchyroll has added the Spy Family movie.
Oh, okay.
It's like the 2-hour movie. Yep.
Oh, uh-oh.
I believe it is now crystal clear that you were with little Kay in that hallway.
Oh, yeah.
I told you to stop being mean and gummy.
Hold it!
Miles Edgeworth, I mean Mr. Miles, there is still something you have yet to resolve.
I bit my tongue.
I'm sorry to hear that.
I beg your pardon?
You still haven't offered an explanation for why that man would lie to us.
What man?
Sorry.
Oh, that's, well,
Gummy, don't tell me that you lied for my sake.
Hey, don't worry, Kay. Everything's gonna be okay.
Ah, so that's why.
So, what was Detective Gumshoe's motive for lying? If you can't explain that, then you can't call this a perfect investigation.
His reason for lying is very simple.
What?
Here is what I believe to be his reason. From his simple observation of the detective's actions and his interactions with little Kay, it's obvious that detective was lying for the young girl's sake. And this piece of evidence will show you exactly why. Which piece of evidence proves that Detective Gumshoe was lying on Kay's account? The balloon? It has to be the balloon!
It could be, or maybe she... Oh, maybe she didn't want... Well, she said you weren't supposed to take anything from someone. Remember, we just went over that. A promise, you can't take anything. You're not supposed to accept gifts from a stranger you don't know completely well. So she was accepting a gift from Gumshoe. So maybe she thought it would hurt her dad to know she broke a promise.
So present her notebook?
Maybe.
Okay.
Take that!
Mr. Faraday and Kay's promised notebook. How does this explain everything, Miles?
If you could take a look at this page, it's clearly written that Kay should never take things from a stranger.
When Detective Gumshoe heard about that promise, he tried to cover for Kay.
What a foolishly foolish fool's fool of a foolish reason for a fool.
No, why?
Gummy, you lied because of me, didn't you?
Because I'm your friend, Kay. That's why.
Gummy.
At long last, Detective Gumshoe, can you please tell me the whole truth now?
I guess there's no beating you, huh, pal? Okay. I'll spill the goods.
So he lied for the little girl.
I'd been standing guard for a while. I was getting really hungry, and that snack vending machine was taunting me. But all the cash... Oh, whoops. Francisco.
But all the cash you had on you was $5, and that wasn't enough to buy anything, right? After all, the cheapest item in that machine is a $6 pack of Swiss rolls.
Yeah, but then, like an angel from heaven, Kay showed up.
I was thinking about sharing a snack with Daddy, so I wanted to buy a Swiss roll. But I only had about $1 in coins. So he pulled my $5 up.
I'm not a little girl.
Sorry.
So we pooled my $5 and her $1 together, and bought a pack of Swiss rolls together.
But I was worried about breaking all my promises. So then Gummy said,
Mr. Faraday's one scary guy when he gets mad. But don't worry, you won't get in trouble if I don't tell, right? Besides, you bought it with me. So you didn't really get it from me, you know?
he told me it'd be okay. And he gave me a whole roll to save and give to Daddy. Who knew that Scruffy would be so considerate?
Indeed. Detective, I take it that you then sat down on the bench and ate the rolls together.
Yeah, we split up the other roll and ate it right then. And the sweet taste of that cake's chocolate. I'll never forget it as long as I live, pal.
Anyway, Kay, I believe this belongs to you.
Oh, that's from the balloon that I popped.
Right.
Ah, it's bad manners to leave garbage lying around, Kay. I'm sorry. Well, I guess I can't blame you for not throwing this one piece away. It was sitting high up on a windowsill where you could not see it. So, just this once, I forgive you. But that balloon, I wanted to surprise Gummy a little, so I popped it on purpose. And because of me, Gummy dropped his half of the Swiss roll.
Oh, wow, you really got me there, pal.
So I thought maybe I should give Gummy his other roll. This other roll, and then I saw you picking on Gummy, mister.
So you kicked me where the sun don't shine, is that it?
Ah, you sure are a feisty one. I'm really sorry, mister.
It's alright. I'm perfectly unharmed. Probably. But about this Swiss roll, would it be alright with you if I held onto it until Detective Gumshoe is cleared of all charges and free to go?
Yeah, sure. Just make sure you give it to Gummy afterwards, okay?
Of course, I promise. Now then, I believe we have proven beyond the shadow of a doubt that Detective Gumshoe was in the hallway for the entire duration of his duty, which undeniably proves that Detective Gumshoe could not have committed the double murders.
Objection!
Uh-oh.
Actually, it proves just the opposite, Edgeworth. You've just shown that Detective Gumshoe is the only one who could have committed the crime.
What do you mean?
It's quite rude to eavesdrop, Miss You.
I'm getting lectured on manners by a girl with a penchant for whipping people.
What? How dare you talk back with such insolence? You're wrong, lady. Gummy is not a bad guy.
Oh, and what have we here? What is a child doing here in a courthouse? Bailiff, please take this child away.
What? Miss Callisto Yu, that girl is Mr. Faraday's daughter!
I know. So what? You think that just because she's the victim's daughter, she gets to run wild all around the crime scene? I think it's actually quite dangerous for her, to speak nothing of getting underfoot.
I suppose you're right. However, as long as we're in agreement on that point, let's get back to the real issue at hand.
Yes. Now then, Detective, you were in front of the door to lobby number 2 the entire time, correct?
Yeah, but,
You see? Isn't it obvious that it could only be the detective? He is the only person who could have gone into lobby 2 at the time of the murders.
Ah! I have no counter-argument to that.
Don't worry, I've already put in the necessary paperwork for his formal arrest.
Ah, but the investigation is far from over.
Oh, that's right. I was going to speak with you about that. Don't you think it's reckless to talk to the suspect out in the open without a guard?
No, I suppose it is.
Well, as someone with more experience in law than you, allow me to share something. Always keep a good eye on a criminal, or you may regret what comes of your negligence. Oh, Miles, I can't believe you're letting this woman lecture you like this. Ugh! This is unforgivable as a disciple of Von Karma. Oh, down, Tigress. Now then, I'll be looking forward to the results of your investigation.
So, we're back at square one.
Actually, this is our last chance. I can tell that if we fail to solve this case, Detective Gumshoe will be formally charged under all of the circumstantial evidence. This investigation is not over yet. There's still one location we have yet to inspect. It's where Detective Badd and Miss Yu were at the time of the crime, lobby number 1.
Interesting.
Wow, that lady seems very sus.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that she would yell at a girl who literally, her father was just killed, it just shows, like, she is just very horrible person.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is awful. Like, she should go to jail for being a jerk.
That doesn't work that way.
Oh, some people should go to get locked up just for being mean, I think.
Huh.
That's what they deserve.
Good thing you're not in charge of our laws, honey, because...
I wish I was. I would lock a lot of people. If someone was mean, I'd be like, you're going to jail for 10 years.
No, you don't want people to change speech laws, because then people could put laws against you on speech.
That's true.
It's a slippery
It's better
slope.
to have fair laws. But
Yeah.
that lady should not treat a little girl like that who's just lost her father.
Once you live in a country where you can be arrested for, like, a difference of opinion or speech, you then live in a fascist society. You no longer live in a free society if what you say gets you in trouble. So,
yeah,
keep
that's
that in mind.
true.
Like, look what's going on in Scotland right now, where you say a certain word and you can be under arrest for, like, 10 years in prison. Like, they're trying to do something like that in this country. So, and they're trying to do it in Canada, too. That's how you know that's bad. Anyway, defendant lobby number 1. Even though people say things that might hurt your feelings, they're still allowed to say it. It might hurt your feelings, and your feelings are okay to get hurt, but...
Well, she should be fired, though, for being so mean.
to some extent. What is this incredibly overpowering sweet scent?
It smells like flowers. Uncle Bad, is this it?
Isn't Detective Badd and Kay over there?
Huh, it looks like she managed to escape the bailiff.
Uncle Bad.
No, that's not quite it.
Oh, too bad, but it's so pretty.
Yeah, I think you're still a bit too young to be wearing stuff like that, Kay. But since you found it, I guess I can let you keep it.
Thanks, I'll treasure it always.
Those two seem to get along rather well. It's kind of weird.
Oh, hey there. Got something here for you.
Oh, thank you, Uncle Bad. Earlier, I ate one of these with Gummy.
Gummy? Oh, you mean Gumshoe?
Gummy is... he was trying to be nice to me because I was going to get in trouble. And then he got in trouble because he lied to protect me. Gummy...
cry. Faraday would be sad if he saw you crying.
I'm not crying.
Please don't use my crevet again, Kay.
Oh, it's a mystery from before, and that lady too.
Don't you think it would be a good idea to go home for the time being?
You're not involved in the investigation, so it's for the best if you do, I think. Actually, I'm Uncle Bad's assistant. I'm related to the investigation.
Is that so, Detective Badd?
Yeah, I guess so. Why not?
What? You were scolding us like kids not to mess up the crime scene! And now you let this child run free? Why?
People are free to investigate things outside of the actual crime scene, so I don't really care. You also had few things she wanted to look into. Got a problem with that? Take it up with, I don't know.
Ah!
I don't have a problem with that, but I'm curious as to what Miss You is looking for.
Uncle Bad, I'm gonna go look somewhere else now, okay?
Alright, I'm counting on you. Good job, kiddo.
Okay. Oh, that's right. Hey, mister.
Yes, what is it?
I know Gummy really isn't the bad guy. I mean it. Please. I'm the real bad guy, okay?
I won't forgive whoever did this, but in the absence of the perfect piece of testimony and evidence, there is no one else who could be the true culprit other than Detective Gumshoe. She wandered off while I was pondering.
This room is identical to the other one. There's an open window here.
One of the windows in this lobby is open as well. The air conditioner is working just fine in this room, so why did they open it, I wonder?
Probably to shoot out the window. Maybe. Unless the lobbies are right next to each other. Let's see.
They are right
Yeah,
next to each
nope,
other.
there's no way. There's no reason.
Maybe there's a connecting door.
Don't know.
This decorative plant leaves a shinier than the other one on the plant in lobby number 2.
That's probably because it's next to the windows, Miles. What's easier to photosynthesize, of course.
You may be right, plus the curtains are always drawn in lobby number 2.
The caretakers of this courthouse don't think enough about the plants, do they?
That's because they're the That's because they're the courthouse caretakers, not a bunch of botanists.
Wow, Francisca is very smart.
This television is the same model as the one in the defendant lobby.
Looks like the two rooms are basically the same in terms of layout and supplies.
Yes. The two rooms are basically the same, huh?
What?
It may not look like much, but I find that ordinarily tables like this one are very useful.
I think it's time they bought a new one, Miles. I wonder if they will replace this table if I hit it enough with my whip.
A much too heavy-handed method if I ever saw one.
What an incredibly strong-scented herbal tea.
I fear that more than being relaxing, this scent may make one a bit heady instead.
You put in a special request for that.
No wonder she's so violent. If she's been drinking this stuff the whole time.
I wonder.
What does that mean, heady? Like,
Neither woman should be allowed to comment on this particular topic ever. Don't...
Who are you calling violent, Miles?
Whoops.
she called the other woman violent, but they're both kind of violent.
Right. What can I examine? Oh.
I can see down into the courthouse courtyard from here.
What is this mess supposed to be? It's like an optical illusion.
I believe it's supposed to be postmodern in design.
More like thoughtlessness in design.
I can't disagree there.
Whoops. Okay, yeah, the game's having some problems.
Oh, maybe we,
That expensive painting is ill-suited to be hanging on the wall of this room.
I wonder if a guard detail should be placed on it.
Why do you say that?
Well, a desperate, low-paid detective might make off with it someday. You never know.
She may be thinking about hiring a guard, but it's obvious she isn't factoring in the guard's salary whatsoever.
Nope.
Nope. Well, we could talk to him, maybe.
Yeah, looks like it.
Detective Badd, what exactly was Kay searching for?
Nothing that concerns you, boy.
Oh, I suppose it has something to do with Kay.
Oh, wow. Look at you being a detective. It does, because she's Faraday's daughter. Anyway, hurry up and get to the point. I don't have time to waste. I've got a hot date.
It sounds like you'd rather be left alone. I have something I'd like to confirm with you once again.
Yeah, I don't have anything to say to you, so, no. Get that finger out of my face, pal.
Be that as it may, we still have questions that need answers to. Now then, first of all, what is the overpowering smell that is preeminating this room? Upon entering this room, I thought I was going to suffocate.
It's that ultra-strong perfume you wears. You spilled some of it. I was, having a bad time of it myself. I didn't think twice and open the window. But that, smell's still here.
Perfume, huh? So the sweet scent in the air is perfume.
Well, it's giving off quite a stench. I bet it's some cheap, no-name brand.
She said it's a famous brand from overseas.
Ugh! It's a knockoff. Yes, definitely a knockoff.
No disrespect, but she forced one of those bottles on me. Here, little girl. You can have it. I don't really care.
I was born for much more expensive and refined perfume. However, seeing as you just happen to have a spare, I suppose I'll take it. Miles Edgeworth, you will hold on to this bottle without fail for me.
Why can't she ever be honest about what she wants?
Misused perfume.
Oh, it's pretty.
So now we have perfume of Miss Yu wears. Just fantastic.
Is that all you wanted to talk about? Because, if so, I'm going back to investigating.
Actually, I still have a few other things I wish to inquire about.
Yeah, what?
During recess. Alright, we're talking to Mr. Badd.
Because he's bad.
Oh no. Wow, we haven't hit past 140 likes in a while. That's good.
Yay.
Getting the likes up continues to help the views. That's true. Bad. Chat.
Fascinating. I'm gonna get some juice.
Okay, little one. Make sure you rinse out your cup good, okay? Cause it might be sitting there overnight. Okay. During recess.
So you were in this room the entire recess?
Like I said, I made a call to the precinct to get that big lug down here. But other than that, I was waiting for the recess to end in here.
At least your story is consistent, you foolish fool. Earlier, you stated that you were in this lobby with Miss Yu.
Yeah, I ran into her in the hallway, so... She said she wanted to talk to me about something, so we came in here.
Then what were you saying is that... Then what you're saying is that until Detective Gumshoe's arrival, you and Miss Yu were in two different locations?
I guess I am, yeah.
Interesting. Speaking of that lawyer, she seems to have a great dislike for you.
Whatever.
Let's see, Miss Yu is the sister of the victim of the KG-8 incident, and as I recall, Detective Badd was the lead detective on that case. I wonder if the reason for her disdain isn't simply because you failed to guard CC, but because you were the lead detective on the case.
You knew, huh?
I also know that if today's trial involving the embassy staff member is being referred to as the second KG-8 incident. Now then, Detective, I believe it's time you were honest with me, and told me the truth behind your relationship with Miss Yu and Mr. Faraday, and the KG-8 incident.
Alright, whatever. If you already know that much, I guess I'd be alright to tell you.
Okay, here we go.
Now then, I'd like to ask you a few questions about the KG-8 incident.
It's not exactly a happy story. Other than the people who were directly involved,
You two will be the first to hear what I'm about to tell you. Alright, here we go. He eats a lollipop!
Wow!
He's not smoking, it's not a toothpick, it's a lollipop.
Oh my gosh!
That's funny.
Wow! So we thought he was smoking and had a gun, but in reality he had a mirror and was sucking on a lollipop.
No, he probably does have a gun, but he has his mirror, yeah.
Oh, that's hilarious.
You can see the bullet holes all over his costume, though. Like, those are... it's literally, he's been shot at and stuff. The honest truth behind the KG-8 incident. It was a lollipop. Faraday, you and I... As you already know, we were the three who were involved with the KG-8 incident. Faraday and I were originally on the trail of a smuggling ring.
You mean the smuggling case involving one of the Amano Group secretaries?
Yeah, the trial was just a front.
A facade?
Yeah. The case became tainted, you see. All because the witness who was going to testify, well, the Amano Group's ties to the smuggling ring, was killed.
Then what became of the secretary who was arrested?
His name was Colin Devore. To be honest, the guy didn't know a thing about the smuggling ring. But he confessed to knowing about it anyway. Devore was probably being intimidated by the big boss man. Just another scapegoat.
The big boss man of the Amano Group? He can't seriously mean Mr. Ernest Amano. That can't be right. It's probably just Detective Badd's personal hypothesis. What is he trying to do, suspecting Mr. Amano of being involved with the smuggling?
I suppose it would have been quite difficult to secure an acquittal after he had confessed. But the man who killed Sesayu, Manikochin, was a completely different person. But since he's already been acquitted once of her murder, Mr. Faraday, how could you have let him go?
If I remember correctly, I heard that Mr. Faraday had an important piece of evidence stolen from him.
Yeah, that's true. That wasn't Faraday's fault. It was mine. I wasn't vigilant enough. Faraday's TC, I was supposed to protect them both.
Miss Yu did mention that as well, about how Detective Badd was supposed to guard her sister.
But even I, who was supposed to protect them, I fell into their trap.
What kind of trap?
The holes in this jacket are a testament to the trap.
What? You mean you were fired upon?
You were shot that many times in one gunfight?
No. Only about half of these are from that case. But, the reason I continue to wear this jacket is to remind myself of the lessons I learned from the KG-8 incident.
I see.
I couldn't protect CCU, and, the suspect was, well, not guilty. Sesayu, sorry. Couldn't protect Sesayu, and the suspect was found not guilty. We had hit a brick wall, as far as the law was concerned, and that's when she came to the courtroom, the victim's sister. That's when I first met, Callista Yu.
Relationship to you. About when you first met Miss Yu, it was on the day the verdict of the KG-8 incident was handed down, was it not?
Yeah, Faraday and I, we apologized to her from the bottom of our hearts. It was all we could do, but just saying you're sorry won't bring my sister back, she said. And then she gave me a hard slap across the face.
Well, she certainly had a lot of self-control to stop at just a slap. If it was me, not even 100 lashes would have been punishment enough.
I suppose not. You said it herself, that she never wanted to see either of us ever again.
But after that, you've seen her many times over, correct?
Yeah, Faraday and I, even after the KG-8 incident, had become too close. We continued to hunt down the smuggling ring and get involved in a variety of cases. But it was no use. We cracked so many different cases. but the result was always the same. We couldn't find the real mastermind behind the ring.
Is the ring really that big?
It was in the pursuit of the ring that we met you once again. It was during another trial related to the smuggling ring. Faraday was the prosecutor and I was the lead detective. Took to the witness stand. She appeared out of the blue as the defense attorney. Her client was related to the smuggling ring and she was defending them.
Wait, her client was related to the smuggling ring and she was defending them?
Yeah. You was pursuing the ring as best she could as a lawyer. I think she defended Rel this time for the same reason.
Come to think of it, Miss Yu did say something to the same effect.
I have my own agenda. I'm still on the hunt for leads regarding the KG-8 incident, all right?
And for that, you have not a single qualm about defending a known killer.
Don't put words in my mouth. I said no such thing. The only way I had to get close to Mr. Rel was to be his lawyer. I had no intention of covering for him. Ever. So don't you dare suggest I was going to.
It doesn't matter what her reason is. Helping a criminal is just despicable! Ugh!
You're so naive, little girl. Alright, listen. I would have stolen this lollipop from you, that's how naive you are.
How dare you insult the daughter of a Von Karma!
Just like us, you felt that she had to hit the limit of what the law could do. That's all.
The law is merely a tool. There is no limit to it. Wow. The law is merely a tool. There is no limit to it. Only the skill of the craftsman.
You two are still too young, but one day you'll know what I mean. But enough sidetracking. What matters is that we meet you again in pursuit of the smuggling ring. That's all. Okay, relation to Faraday.
So what was your relation to Mr. Faraday? You even seem to know Kay fairly well.
I met him when he was a rookie prosecutor. Known him ever since. And Kay, I've known her since the day she was born.
Aww.
Faraday and I, we cracked quite a few cases together.
But you two seem to have made no progress at all in the Yatagasuru case.
You know what?
Did we touch a nerve?
I only have one thing to say to you. No one knew more about the Yatagasuru than me and Faraday. That's why I was called upon to testify in today's trial. To prove that Rel was not the real Yatagasuru. Which I would have done. If I hadn't turned around and accused Faraday. If he hadn't turned around and accused Faraday. After the accusation I was asked to testify, but this time, to prove or disprove the accusation. But I guess I won't be doing that either.
I sense that there's more to that statement than meets the eye. Perhaps a bit more digging into the Yatagasuru is what's necessary. You claim to know much about the Yatagasuru. Would you care to share what you know with me?
What you two should be looking for right now is proof of murderous intent towards Faraday and Rel.
I agree, which is exactly why I'm asking you about the Yatagasuru.
What?
The KG-8 incident and the second KG-8 incident, both of these cases are tied to the smuggling ring. And in both of these cases, the witness was born... And in both of these cases... And in both of these cases, the witness who was to testify about the ring was murdered. However, there is one point in which they do differ. And that is the presence of the absence of the great thief, Yatagasuru.
Pretty smart.
Mr. Rel claimed to be the Yatagasuru, however, in the middle of the trial, he suddenly declared Mr. Faraday to be the real Yatagasuru. Then, during the recess, they were both killed. Don't you find that to be at least a bit odd?
Miles Edgeworth, stop beating around the bush and just spit it out already. Ugh!
I believe that there must be some reason that the two men suspected of being the Yatagasuru were both killed at the same time.
A reason, huh?
And so in order to catch Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rel's cold-blooded killer, I feel that I need to learn as much as I can about the Yatagarasu.
If it'll help you solve this case, sure, why not? And I'll tell you the reason why they never caught the Yatagarasu.
What was that sudden outburst for? You almost made me whip you by accident. Psh.
Yeah! I'm still accidentally whipped me anyway!
There are 3 main reasons why the Yatagarasu will always be one step ahead. First, the Yatagarasu always knows the exact location of the target object. Second, the Yatagarasu always knows exactly how to disarm the security system. Third, the Yatagarasu doesn't leave a single shred of evidence behind. Ever.
I see. So those are the Yatagarasu's special traits.
Sounds like an incredibly elusive thief.
Yeah, the Yatagarasu has never been caught on tape, never tries to draw anyone's attention, and would never do something as lowbrow as commit murder. That's how I knew that Rel wasn't the real Yatagarasu right away.
But you can't use that sort of logic on its own to prove that he wasn't.
Listen, little girl, I'm not done talking yet. What's different about this time was that the evidence was related to the smuggling ring, was sent to the police, and the sender was none other than the one infiltrated the embassy himself, the Yatagarasu.
The Yatagarasu sent the evidence to the police?
Until now, the Yatagarasu would always publicize any corrupt dealings through the mass media. But not this time. The evidence this time was something only Faraday and I, and a select few others knew about.
In that case, how can you be so sure that it was the Yatagarasu who sent it?
That's easy. Special card that only the Yatagarasu uses as attached. That's how I can be so sure.
And just what sort of card is it?
Here, take a look at this. Whenever the Yatagarasu wants to publicize something, a white card is sent along with the stolen information. But when we questioned Rel about what was sent along with the white card, Rel had no idea what it was.
Ah, and that's how Detective Badd knew that Mr. Rel was a phony. Thank you very much. I have much better understanding of the Yatagarasu now.
Yeah, no problem, kid.
Excuse me, Mr. Edgeworth. Yes? His Honor would like to transfer the evidence from today's trial over to you. So if you could please head over to the courtroom, I'd be most appreciated, sir. Understood. I'll be there shortly. Detective Badd, what does the law mean to you?
Finding the answer to that question is the only reason I'm still alive.
I became a prosecutor to find the answer to that question myself, and to play a part in ensuring that all the criminals everywhere are found guilty.
September 10, District Court, Room number 3. Oh, it's you, Mr. Edgeworth.
It appears that His Honor is still a bit dispirited.
For the first time today, I experienced what it's like to stand at the witness stand. I now have a greater appreciation for just how hard it is to give testimony.
Well, there's no reason for you to be all depressed about it, Your Honor. As a judge, no one expects you to think about anything other than the verdict. Francisca, there's no need to further depress His Honor. But I'm not trying to, Miles. Your Honor?
What is it?
Your Honor, I've come to collect the evidence that was to be transferred to me. Your Honor, the evidence, please? Your Honor!
Yes! How can I help you?
I'd like to collect the evidence now, sir, please. Your Honor, do you think you could stay focused long enough at least to do your job, fool?
Yes, I'm sorry. And I would expect that the defense attorney is yet to arrive.
She's busy with the investigation. So let's keep this brief, shall we?
Very well. In that case, please confirm all that the pieces of evidence are present. Furthermore, the evidence that was used in the murders of Mr. Faraday and Mr. L are also included, so please go ahead and use them in your investigation into their case.
Understood, Your Honor. The pieces of evidence that were used in the murder of those two men. This could be a very good chance for me to find a new leads regarding their case. And maybe even something that will finally lead me to the truth.
I've placed all the evidence over on the prosecutor's bench for you.
I see. Thank you very much. I will go and confirm that they are all accounted for. So this is the evidence related to today's embassy trial from Mr. Faraday's bag. You mean the evidence bag that was on the table in lobby number 2? Yes. Finally, we can now take a look at the evidence itself and not just data about them. Let's be sure to thoroughly examine them while we have the time. Agreed. I want to take a good look at all the evidence. And why is that? Because I still don't fully understand what today's trial was even about. Ugh. Don't you point your crop at me because you don't know something. And don't you try to order me around just because Papa chose you today. I see someone is still sore about not being picked by Mr. Von Karma. It's all so real to see the knife up close. So we have the knife and the gun and the envelope. What is with the organizer doing here?
That's right, I completely forgot to tell you.
About what, Your Honor?
They found Mr. Faraday's personal organizer inside the evidence bag of his. Detective Badd requested to be passed along to you. He said it would help the investigation.
Detective Badd said that? What a strange stroke of luck. Well, never look a gift horse in the mouth, sister. We might as well flip through it, too. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. My goodness.
Okay, so we're looking over evidence. No Bane voice today. Yep. The goal ended, but we did receive one super chat, so that helps towards revenue of this stream. 236. Evidence of case. Back to courtroom. Oof.
Okay. I took a quick look through these documents before the trial started. Well, I wasn't afforded the opportunity. I suppose I should explain it to you then. Yes, you should. Perfectly. And it's entirely if you please. On the night of September 8th, an embassy staff member was killed in front of the embassy. The staff member died of shock due to being shot in the heart. Mr. Mackerel was brought in that night as a suspect and thoroughly questioned, because the murder weapon was found on him, for which he was arrested on the spot. A simpleton of a man, that's what he was. Perhaps he was, for the weapon wasn't the only incriminating evidence we had. Mr. Rell was caught in the act on film by a security camera. He was an even bigger simpleton than I thought. What a fool. I can't believe he didn't notice the security camera. The embassy security system is supposedly very well designed. He may have simply not been aware that there was a camera in the area. So, you've seen the contents of the video for yourself? Yes, the surveillance video the security camera took was played during the trial by Mr. Faraday. You can clearly identify Mr. Rell on it. Even the sound of the gunshot was crystal clear.
Oh, not again.
So the footage included sound. I don't think I'd ever want to see the moment of someone's death in real life. Me neither.
Okay.
Mr. Faraday's organizer appears he was in the habit of using it. It looks like he wrote his strategy for getting Mr. Rell convicted down in here.
I've collected the evidence I need to prove that Mr. Rell was the killer. Between the handgun Rell had on him when he was arrested and the surveillance tape, I should be able to prove that he was the one.
It appears that Mr. Faraday honestly believed that Mr. Rell was the killer in the case.
The sound of his handgun going off was recorded with superb quality on the surveillance camera. I also have evidence that I can use to prove that Rel is not the real Yatagasuru. And it would appear also that he had proof that the Mr. Rel was not the Yatagasuru. No matter how he may try to play it, as long as I have the Yatagasuru's key, I can prove he's a phony. If I present it to him in court, it should clear everything up. Apparently he also had a very definitive piece of evidence. It's been a long battle. I hope that this will finally bring it to an end. Yes, I believe that Mr. Faraday was well prepared to discredit any claim Mr. Rel have made about being the real Yatagasuru. And he had a way to prove that Mr. Rel was the guilty party in the embassy murder. This organizer's clue straight from Mr. Faraday. I'll have to take my time to give it a thorough read later. Mr. Faraday's organizer darn it. Mr. Faraday's organizer data jotted down in my organizer. Look, there's a picture stuck between these pages here. It appears to be a key. And rather ornate one at that. Just look at the design of the handle. The craftsmanship is superb. Could this be the Yatagasuru's key Mr. Faraday mentioned in his organizer? The Yatagasuru's key? Detective Badd said something earlier. What's different about this time was that the evidence related to the smuggling ring was sent to the police. And the sender was none other than the Yatagasuru. Real deal. The Yatagasuru sent the evidence? Until now, he usually sends it to the media. You know, to publicize the corrupt dealings with bad peoples. But not this time. Nope, the evidence this time was given right to the police. It was something only Faraday and I could select a few others knew about. Mr. Faraday must have been trying to keep this secret key safe. As the prosecutor on both the Yatagasuru and the smuggling ring cases, that's to be expected. Yatagasuru key jotted down in the court record. This gun, it was originally used to kill the embassy staff member. When the crime was reported, the resounding police found Mr. Rel still holding it, which led to his immediate arrest. He literally held the smoking gun. And then this gun took the original shooter's life? How ironic. Indeed. Therefore, doesn't seem to be anything else we can learn from this piece of evidence. And then the knife. It is the knife that used to kill Mr. Faraday. Who would have thought that such a beautiful piece of art could be used for such a cruel act? And it's never crossed your mind that you use your riding crop for the wrong purposes? That's odd. What is it? Mr. Faraday didn't mention anything about a knife in his organizer. That certainly is odd. The weapon that was used to kill the embassy staff member was a gun. But if that's the case, then where did the knife that was used to murder Mr. Faraday come from? Isn't it obvious? It was brought into the courthouse by Mr. Rel. That's the only logical conclusion, right? No, because it's not that easy to smuggle a weapon here in that case. It is a courtroom. Every person who enters the courthouse doors is checked thoroughly for contraband. Furthermore, the suspect was handcuffed, making it impossible for him to bring a knife as large as this inside. In that case, how do you suppose this knife ended up inside the courthouse? I need to think carefully here. There is nothing related to the knife written anywhere in Mr. Faraday's organizer. However, it is a fact that this knife came from Mr. Faraday's evidence bag. Conversely, there is one item listed in Mr. Faraday's organizer, and that one that no one is claimed to have had seen today. So in order to solve this mystery, I believe I need to take another good look at the evidence. Miles Edgeworth, can I take the fact that you have yet to answer me to mean that you don't have an answer for me? Actually, I do know the answer, Francisca. What? Then what is it? One of the pieces of evidence we've been holding has been hiding a secret on its own. And it was through this piece of evidence that the knife was brought into the courthouse. I have no idea. 244. Important clue. Yep, you guys are doing great with the likes. Keep it up. Alright, guys and gals, what do you think we should do? Okay. Still thinking. Anybody have any ideas? The key, I think? You think the key is secretly the knife? I don't see how that would be a thing, but okay, we can try it.
Take that!
This Yatagasuru key Mr. Faraday mentions is in his organizer. This is how the knife was brought into the courthouse.
You are not making any sense, Miles Edgeworth.
You just need to look a bit closer, Francisca, to see what I mean. Don't the color and
Ornamentation, do you mean, Miles?
Don't the color and ornamentation of the key's handle remind you of anything?
Huh. They do remind me of a knife.
Very good. Both the Yatagasuru's key in this photo and the murderous knife have this very unique design on their hands. Furthermore, even though Mr. Faraday mentions the Yatagasuru's key, the only object we found at the scene of the crime was the knife.
Oh, you don't seriously mean to say...
Oh, but I do. It appears that you finally caught up. And yes, I do mean to say that these two pieces are in fact one and the same.
But that's impossible!
Even if it's what you believe, we should still investigate this possibility.
Ugh.
Now then, let us examine the knife in a little bit more detail. Nope, there's the key.
Oh, I can't believe it turned into a key! To think there was such a trick to this thing!
So the weapon used to kill Mr. Faraday is actually the key the Yatagasuru stole. This piece of information is more critical than anything we've learned up until now. Yatagasuru key updated in my organizer. Francisca.
Ah! Frankly, I'm shocked!
Mr. Faraday only mentioned the key aspect of this piece of evidence in his organizer. It's possible that even he had no idea that the key was hiding a knife blade inside.
But if that's true, then only someone who knew about the key to the knife trick could have killed Mr. Faraday! Ugh!
Even among law enforcement, this key was top secret. We're looking for someone who knew even more about the key than even Mr. Faraday. Meaning that the only person it could be is the one who sent the key in the first place. The great thief Yatagasuru.
Oh! Then maybe Mr. Rel really was the Yatagasuru. And he was the only one who killed Mr. Faraday? Isn't that the one possible outcome?
No, not really, especially since Mr. Faraday was absolutely convinced that Mr. Rel was not the Yatagasuru. Besides, as Detective Badd said earlier,
when we questioned Rel about what was sent along with the white card, Rel had no idea what it was.
I see. All right then. I guess the person who knows the trick behind this key is someone else, and that person is the real Yatagarasu.
It seems that this key is truly the key to solving this case. Knife updated in my organizer. That's odd. We're short one piece of evidence. And the piece that's missing is the surveillance video that was played in court.
The surveillance video? How could a piece of evidence just disappear, Miles? Where is it?
The video showing the moment in which Mr. Rel committed the murder. Where could it have gone, indeed?
Are you done with your inspection of evidence?
Yes, I'm finished. However, Your Honor, I'm missing a single piece of prosecutional evidence.
Your Honor, were you derelict in your duties?
What? No, I dare not lick my duties. What do you take me for?
No, Your Honor, the most important piece of evidence in today's trial, the surveillance video, is not amongst the evidence you laid before us.
But I brought Mr. Faraday's whole bag with me from the crime scene. Maybe the tape is still somewhere at the scene of the crime?
There's something wrong here. Something was about this missing piece of evidence. It would appear that for me to find the answers I seek, I will have to pay another visit to the scene of the crime, defendant lobby number 2.
Oh my gosh.
We're gonna do that next time, though.
District Court defendant lobby number 2.
Yeah. Oh wow, we have some
can't.
people to talk to. And
That's Detective Badd, but who is he with?
I've never seen that officer before.
So did you find it?
Not yet, and I've got to look. Wow, not yet, and I've looked everywhere.
I see. Well then, please continue with the search.
Understood. I'll continue the search. Ha! So you're the one running this show. Prosecutors like you shouldn't even be allowed at crime scenes. How dare you? Just who do you think you are? None of your business.
wow.
How rude.
Agreed.
What was that all about, and who was that man just now?
Whoever he was, Miles, I've never seen a more impudent officer in my life.
Does he even know that we're standing right here behind him?
I know you're standing right behind me. What do you want?
Stop calling us kids!
It looks like you were paying attention after all.
Yeah, so what of it? Of course I was. I have eyes in the back of my head.
Also, so that mirror isn't for vanity's sake. It's for him to keep an eye out for those, It's for him to keep an eye out on who or what is behind him at all times. So tell me, Detective, who was that rude man just now?
The guy came here from the Republic of Zhangfa to study. He's Agent Lang. He's trying everything he can to revive the lost honor of his family. He's traveling the world to study different philosophies of detainment from scratch.
By visiting various police departments around the world, he has a lot of dedication.
Yeah, he's still a rookie cop, but I sense a strong grudge of some sort from him. The guy's more useful than Gumshoe. Even if he is rude.
Well, he sure has a lot of guts to come to this country and give out orders.
I agree. However, I think of the young lady that statement also applies to. Anyway, what was that agent looking for, Detective?
Earlier, that little girl was poking around in lobby number 1 as well.
Like I said before, it's got nothing to do with the two of you.
I highly doubt that. It has nothing to do with me.
Yep.
Yeah, whatever.
Fine, if this is the game I must play, then I'll take this opportunity to draw out more than he's been hiding of what happened in the room straight from him.
Okay, we're gonna save here because we've got 1,000 views, we're stopping. I don't want this to be a 3-hour stream. There's obviously way more to this case. Probably a whole nother chapter. So we're gonna end it here. I already saved, but, so your next stream, guys, is gonna start around 8:30 because I have to eat something or my stomach is gonna literally create a hole in it.
Yep.
But thank you guys so much for watching. You will get another stream of this. Probably not tomorrow. Tomorrow will be Funko Fusion all day because it will be release day. So there's no way we won't be covering it tomorrow. Ace Attorney will probably come back on Saturday or Sunday because it is now a older release. And Funko Fusion is our top priority. Next up is going to be Marvel vs. Capcom, where Amber and I will be looking at the new collection. And then throughout the week, we'll be doing special Marvel vs. Capcom related streams on that game. As there's like 6 or 7 games, so I've made several thumbnails. Anyway, that stream will be starting in a little while. So just, thanks for watching, everybody. Thank you to the one person for the super chat today. And we'll see you guys on Marvel vs. Capcom in a little bit. God bless. Happy gaming.
See ya.